hello everyone, good night and not good. Hello and welcome to T90 Community Cup. I'm TheNando, I'm back from vacation. Sorry about this shaky start, my computer was acting up for a little bit, but now everything should be fine. And today we are casting a great match from the Knight's bracket, from the Champions bracket, the Losers bracket, Elbanovic versus Yomi, and I'm not alone for the cast. I'm joined by another fellow player from the Knights bracket, Zardas, and feel free to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm a colleague of Nando. I've also played the same bracket. We're both out at this point, which I'm partly to blame for because I brought his semi-final opponent back in and he eliminated us both.
Yes.
So now we have all the time in the world to watch this exciting set from the bench, and I'm really excited to do so.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm now full-time caster. Because I'm out. I lost in the semi-finals against Megafish, and Megafish actually got eliminated in the group stages. But Zardos was like, "Oh, Zardos lost his opponent. He couldn't play," and Zardos was like, "Megafish, come back into the tournament, play me." And then Megafish eliminated Zardos, and then Megafish eliminated myself. So we are two casters from the Knights bracket, both of which got eliminated by... Oh, let me just raise up your volume. People are saying you are kind of low. Oh.
I've just been reading it from Nasty.
Yeah.
Somehow really here.
Oh, I know what's happening. I think you're actually... As I think when I restarted the PC, should be perfect. Talk a little bit.
Oh, test. Maybe it's better now, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're perfect now, loud and clear.
I can't be too loud because my girlfriend's sleeping next door, so...
Yeah, no, but I think probably... It was because when I restarted my computer, some things got... Yeah, way better. Okay, everything is fixed,
Okay.
But tonight's stream is not about technical issues. We are casting the loser bracket, and tonight is about the champions. And I love casting the champion bracket because, I mean, it's the highest elo of the tournament, and... Sometimes people think, oh, we only see crazy stuff on the low elos. But no, at high elos we see crazy stuff and we see players who know how to pull off the crazy stuff. But let me just tell to chat if there's any issue on the technical side. As I said, my computer crashed right at the start of the stream, so please let me know. But from now on, it should all be smooth sailing.
Yeah, right, perfect. Elbanovic is already speaking some truths there in the chat. Girlfriend sleeping, time for AoE.
Exactly.
That's exactly what's happening, yeah.
But yeah, moving on to the drafts. We see here, first match will be Fractal, and I love casting Fractal. It's one of my favorite maps to both cast and play. I'm sad that I got eliminated in the set where Fractal was banned because I love Fractal. Then we have Langanadi, Fortified Clearing, Golden Lakes, and Coast to Mountain. So, very... I don't know what to say about these maps. They seem a little bit all over the place.
That's probably because they are. Like, unfortunately, I haven't gotten to cast Fractal myself, so I'm kind of happy to do so now. Because I've cast a little bit with Tea Time, and I've never got the chance to cast that map. But the rest, I totally agree. Like, there's an Old Store, there's Hybrid, there's another Hybrid, there's a closed map, there's a, like, probably the most aggressive map in the tournament with Fractal. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of different play today.
And Elbanovic did pick the most hybrid of maps. I feel like Coast to Mountain and Golden Lakes, especially Coast to Mountain. I feel like Coast to Mountain, of course, you can ignore the water, especially with the Mongols, but I feel like it's one of the most hybrid of maps, and then Golden Lakes, of course. And then, yeah, Yomi with a super aggressive, super open map, Langanadi, and then a very closed and strategic map, Fortified Clearing. So we have a lot of different matches to cast tonight.
Well, definitely. And speaking of hybrid civs, both players actually going for some civs that tend to do really well on those maps. And I think it's going to be hard to predict, especially for Elbanovic, what civ his opponent will use on what map. Because Romans, for example, they can be good on Langanadi, they can be good on Golden Lakes, might even be good at Fractal, who knows, right? So a lot of mind gaming potentially there as well.
Yeah, and hello, our base. And yeah, no outcrop, so our base is already happy. But yeah, for the civs, yeah, Yomi has quite a bit of everything. Koreans can be a wild card. They can pull off a lot. I mean, both Koreans and Incas can pull out a lot of wild shenanigans or be played more standard. We have the Mongols, are amazing at close to mountain, and overall a great sieve. Romans, very solid choice. Of course, they can go for the infantry, the Scorpions, and then Portuguese and Byzantines. I feel like they are both great for the more close style maps, maybe for fortified clearing, but it...
Like he has multiple civs that he can play on like up to 3 maps, basically.
Exactly. Yeah,
so it's really hard. Like you could even do like Portuguese and Mongols for either Fractal Lakes or Langanadi even. Like you can play all of that there. Like it's crazy. I mean, there's like two civs maybe, or maybe even one civ. Like that's Burgundians and Bohemians, both actually picked by Elbanovic. We don't see Bohemians versus Burgundians as we're used to on Fortified Clearing. So if he actually picked both of those, maybe he did that in order to deny them to his opponent for that map. I mean, I don't know. But what's the clearing civ then for Yomi? That's my question. Maybe it's Portuguese, maybe it's Koreans with a castle drop, who knows?
Could be Byzantines
That's my
as
biggest
well
question
for
mark.
fortified, but yeah, we are going to have to wait and see. And yeah, then on the other side, Elbanovic, I feel like Yomi is playing more, let's say, no, I was going to say more standard civs, but we have the Koreans and Incas because Elbanovic is playing a lot more for more wonky civs. I feel like Malians, Hindustanis, Dravidians, Burgundians, I feel like this is more chaotic. I feel like Yomi went for the more solid picks and Elbanovic, well, at least that's my interpretation, of course. Yomi has a lot more civs that I usually play a lot, so I know them better, they feel more familiar. Well, Elbanovic has Bohemians, we've seen so many wonky plays from the Bohemians, but they can also be played standard. We see the Dravidians, the Hindustanis. Hindustanis have been very strong. We see the Chinese, a civ that scales with Elo. At High-Elo, they are very threatening, and the Burgundians, they can also do great in fortified clearing. Double castle.
Yeah, he has a lot of great stuff to work with as well. Like Bohemians is always scary to face. I might even see Bohemians and Fractal, because if he can get to Castle Age somehow, like maybe those hand cannoneers with maybe mixed in siege, they can be pretty deadly on that map, I think. If he gets there, of course. I mean, Burgundians is probably fortified clearing, and the rest, I'm excited to see where he's going to pick Dravidians. He picked it fairly early in the draft, which is very uncommon usually, especially considering the maps. Like, there's no map in the draft that I'm like, okay, Dravidians would shine there. Maybe it's for Fractal even, for like the early aggression with the 200 wood they receive when advancing. But yeah, let's see.
That's what I like about casting this Elo, because at lower Elo we do all this guesswork, and then it's like, oh, it's pure chaos, and the players were not thinking about anything at all. These players think about the draft. They know how to play the game. So, enough guesswork. I say if you are ready, let's move on to match number 1.
Alright, give me a few seconds to load in.
Okay, I'm at 5 seconds, and we have Incas versus Bohemians. I mean, Incas...
I love Incas on
Incas
those maps.
Can be great
I
here.
love Incas here, yeah.
And I'm curious about the Bohemians here.
No, I actually predicted that, nice.
Well,
no, Incas are great. Like, Incas are great. Like, first of all, the free llama helps because there isn't as much food on the map as players might be used to. And second of all, like, also counting the food discount on their units might help with a lot of early game aggressions, like with Eagles, maybe Spear Skirm, maybe Towers even with the stone discount. I think Incas are a pretty solid pick, but I think if Bohemians can get away with certain things, they can also be pretty deadly, yeah.
And Elbanovic banned African read bets by mistake. I think you're not the first one. I've seen people... I usually write down my bans beforehand, so those things don't happen. But yeah, I'm going to count us down, and I'm going to introduce the players. I'm going to start the match and introduce the players, if it's okay by you.
Yep, I'm at 5. I'm
okay.
perfectly fine.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome everyone to T90's Community Cup, the Champions Bracket, the semi-final of the Losers Bracket. These are some very high Elo players, and here in the north, in the red color, playing as the Incas, we have none other than Yomi, sitting at a whopping 1900 Elo. That's quite intimidating. And in the south, in the blue color, we have the underdog when it comes to Elo, but in tournaments everything can happen, chaos will happen for sure. We have Elbanovic, and of course I know no spoilers, I have no idea who is going to win this set, but the only thing I've heard is that we're about to cast a great set. So I'm curious to see what we have here.
I mean, I totally agree. Especially like going into this set with like probably the most potentially chaotic map of the tournament, which being Fractal, of course. There's a lot of potential for crazy stuff happening because the map just has a lot to offer. Both players are currently getting in their boars, so no early laming. We have seen that sometime in this tournament before. Both players just choose to take their resources early and seem to be looking for a smooth start.
What is a top 10 Elo worldwide? Top 10 Elo should be around 2600, I believe.
I think the top players right now are sitting between 27 and 28.
Yeah, 27,
with,
20.
With Hera and Heart.
Yeah, oh yeah, top 10. I was thinking top 100. Yeah, and 1900 Elo would be like top 1000, top 500. Okay, yeah, top 1000, I think it's 1700. This is top 500. So this is a community cup. This is not like a prize pool tournament. So these are the most dominating players that have chosen to participate here. And we see Yomi going for the reads for the closest cut to reach the water fast, while Elbanovic, this is also fast, but going for not the most common of approaches. I feel like Yomi's approach of walling in those villagers with the lumber camp there in the north is what we see the most here in this map, and players shift click the reads and just get to that water as fast as possible.
He's doing a weird hybrid version. Like, he's not going for the deep cut at the very edge, but he's also not putting a safe lumber camp down. Like, usually I'd like to decide between, like, I do go into that small space, or I just put it somewhere near to the TC where it's safe. He just chose to do some. I think he was choosing a very short path to cut towards the water. I think that was his main thought there.
Yeah, and I think actually he's going to, let me check. Yeah, he's going to reach the water first, actually, with his approach. Of course, the villagers bumping into each other. That's a classic that ends up determining a lot of things here in this matchup. But I feel like, yeah, this is the calm before the storm.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, imagine you'd had to play like Empire Wars in this map. I think with an Empire Wars start, like, I think people would lose their mind.
Yeah. Now I really want to see that.
Yeah, another show match incoming, right? Yeah, Empire Wars on track. Why don't we do Empire Wars in Socotra? Let's go.
Yes. And yeah, Elbanovic will be the first one to reach water.
Well, yes, he will. Like, it's always interesting to see. Like, you have such a short rush distance on land, but still, it's interesting to see how much emphasis players put on reaching the water and actually contesting and fighting for it even.
Yeah. Oh, we see Yomi going probably to grab the food out of that zebra, then going to build a lumber camp to drop it off. We see that's one of the ways players choose to deal with that pesky zebra there in the corner. Oh, Elbanovic forgot. Oh, that's why I was thinking this is quite a huge gap in feudal. Time difference, Elbanovic forgot to build the mill. He didn't have a mill, he only had the lumber camp, so he couldn't click up to feudal.
But he didn't? Wait, who do you mean?
Elbanovic.
But he has the lumber camp and the mining camp now,
yeah. He added the mining camp later, he completely forgot the second building.
So Yomi is putting down his barracks. He's already close to feudal age himself. Curious to see. This does not seem to be some sort of militia line play because the barracks is coming up fairly late. But it's gonna be up perfectly fine, just in time to build a second military building in feudal age, probably arrange. Let's see. Like, the next few moments are going to be very important because it decides who gets the initiative early, and that's very important on this map.
And Yomi has cut through, but he hasn't moved his villagers. Maybe Elbanovic could wall him off there. But probably just going to be happy with dropping the dock here in the front.
Yeah, we already see barracks coming down for Bohemians as well. I think the feudal age should be dictated by the Inca player, definitely, because he just has more resources to work with, as Bohemians is usually more of a slow civ, which doesn't really have an early game economy. Usually that only kicks in when he's going towards stone and gold, when he starts to mine that, of course, because of the free upgrades. He's sending the villagers forward,
Yeah.
which might even be for a tower play.
Yeah. We are about to see something. Oh, he's going to tower, but there's only 2 villagers there? I'm not a huge fan of that tower there from Elbanovic.
The thing is, if you can put the tower down and then wall in the villagers have nowhere to escape other than just walking around the entire wood line.
Yeah, they can go to... Yeah, to the left side of the map, I guess.
Yeah, but the villagers are completely idle for minutes to come.
Yeah,
so if he just manages to wall that to wall that small gap as well, I think that can be a very strong tower by Yomi. And that's of course always the trouble you run into with those with that approach.
Yeah.
So far we don't see any reaction.
Yeah, he moved the villagers a bit away. The tower is getting palisaded. I'm not.
I mean, he should definitely just wall those villagers in. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, just 1 palisade, I think.
Yeah, it's 1 or 2 palisades. Yeah, just keep them over there. Alright, I mean, that tower is definitely dangerous to deal with. We already see Yomi doing the smart thing, walling in his, I don't know how to call it, his small area in the back of the base, and Elbanovic wisely decides to just keep the pressure going and towering at that area as well.
When you see
very aggressive start.
A very appropriate reaction, the villagers are going to take none of that.
Yep, and we are already seeing a very good defensive approach by Yomi, sending the villagers to rush down the tower. Maybe the tower is going to be deleted to not lose as many resources. That's obviously also a lot of idle and walking time for Yomi. We see the tower being deleted, we see a mining camp being dropped, and I think Yomi, for now, is still fine in this game.
Yeah. For now, I feel like actually Elbanovic has fallen a little bit behind here. I feel like he's spent a lot of time with these 4 idle villagers, and they haven't caused enough damage. I feel like Yomi held off pretty well. The one thing Elbanovic won with this was peace of mind. His own base has been very safe doing this, and now he's adding archers. I like this.
I mean, what he's also done, and like I said, I think Bohemians have the better late game in this game, or in the Civilization matchup. Like, I think he's just buying himself time. He's trying to annoy Yomi as much as possible, making him react on his own res and in his own base. Oh, that's a beautiful tower. That takes away farming space, and it contests all the front resources as well.
This one I love. I love this tower.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Yomi can still take the resources towards his back, but that's still a lot of space and a lot of resources that will be controlled by Elbanovic in the near future. And like I said, like, it's for Bohemians, I think it's all about buying time, not letting Incas get to like a very aggressive feudal age initiative start. And I think he's done a beautiful job so far.
Yeah. We see 1 villager going down, the first villager kill of the game.
Yomi is rushing on the range and the market. He has the resources for Castle Age. Now he also has the 2 buildings required for that, so I think we are gonna see him click any second now.
And Elbanovic is so far away from Castle Age. He does have the stone almost to drop a castle, but he's...
I mean, he's building a market himself now. A market that works faster, funnily enough. Maybe he's selling... I mean, as soon as he sees that Yomi's up to castle, maybe he's trying to sell some stone to get up himself, because you shouldn't let your opponent be to Castle Age that much earlier than you. Like, that's just too much of a power spike, and Yomi has the option to go into very cheap and still very strong Eagles in Castle Age.
Yeah, this is such a chaotic match. I don't know what's happening to my PC. Okay. But no worries, no need to pause. It was just stuttering a little bit. I need to fix this for next stream. I don't have no idea what's going on my technical side.
And I think this tower... I mean, I understand where he's coming from. Like, he already has the villagers forward, and he's just trying to keep the pressure going. Like, that tower denies 2 farms, and he denies the last gold, but like, Yomi is still fine. Like, he's still able to take any resources that he wants to, while he's already up to Castle Age, and we see Elbanovic invest into fletching. That's probably a good upgrade to go for. Like, the towers are gonna deal more damage, they're gonna have more range, cover more space. but he really is going to have a problem if he does not find his way up to Castle Age himself.
Yes. And yeah, Yomi, with all things that happen, of course, at lower elos, what we see from this pressure is that players just start falling apart. Players start losing villagers left, right, and center. They start doing mistakes. Yomi has all of this pressure, a lot of towers, this can snowball, but there's no game-deciding mistakes being made. Villager production stays constant.
Yeah, and Elbanovic is doing the exact right thing. He realizes his opponent's up, he's selling the stone, he buys the food, he's about to click up himself, has done so now, and his opponent is going for the Eagle Warrior upgrades, which also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, against the archers, against the towers, against the villagers, they counter everything that's worth. And yeah, Elbanovic has a much better dock placement, but he didn't produce a single fire ship. He could have denied Yomi's water economy by so much, and that...
Yeah, I mean, by placing his dock there, he kind of secured his fishing eco just by blocking off that area, so his opponent won't pass through. But right now, it's just all about the land play. Like, the dock's gonna be no good if he doesn't really get any eco going, and I think Yomi's stabilization or eco lead is because, like, it's also partly due to having more fishing ships on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do see some battering rams getting added, and Elbanovic is saying this is the first time he plays Fractal. I'm surprised, because I've played Fractal a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you're either confident on that map and comfortable, or you're not. I think there's not much in between, or not many players that feel like, yeah, I'm kind of decent-ish, but not really good either. Like, you love or you hate that map, I feel like.
Yeah. And yeah, we see the towers will go down. Yomi is using the Castle Age window not to counter pressure or anything, but just to make his base more comfortable, and that's what you need to do. And we see Elbanovic placing a safe-ish castle. Yeah, there's so many rams on the field, you can't go forward with that castle. I like it here.
Yeah, that's true. As we see Yomi putting down a second TC to expand on his already existing eco lead, getting housed a little bit here, which doesn't matter too much. And that's the thing with tower rushes, right? Like, if your opponent just reacts calmly and just makes his way up to Castle Age and you don't have much military to follow it up, like 1 or 2 rams or even mangonels with villagers behind to repair them are just gonna clean up everything.
Yeah.
So the entire push kind of has died out at that point.
Yeah, and we do see Yomi's trying to find a little bit of damage, but with just 2 eagles and two skirmishers on Elbanovic face, he's not going to find a lot of damage. We see more eagles on the way here in the north.
I mean, I would think that we see more eagles because, like, he invested into the armor and he invested into the Eagle Warrior upgrade, so I think I mean, he prioritized economy first, which is fine in my books, and now he's going to use the upgrade that he was doing, and he's trying to control the maps with more eagles. The castle right now is protecting Elbanovic's gold and stone pretty nicely, but he still can have a lot of trouble when the eagles decide to break into the back resources that he hasn't protected.
Yeah, and on the back of this, there's like the early castle stabilization period that you need to do, and Elbanovic is now in that period. He needs to stabilize the economy, he needs to add more TCs, but Yomi has already dealt with that phase. He dealt with the push, he defended, and now Yomi is comfortable adding TCs. He's right where he wants to be, while Elbanovic is struggling, and Yomi's villager lead will snowball from this. But we do see
I mean, not just the villager lead. Look at the top. He has 3 docks up, going for more and more fishing ships. Elbanovic has decided to now contest that with Fire Galley. We see more Fire Galleys produced. Yomi is reacting by queuing up his own. Meanwhile, in the front, we see Hussite wagons. I'm not sure what the mangonels are for Elbanovic, because we have eagles on the field. And I think this is the point where the game gets really messy really quickly.
Yeah, I think the mangonels are just to deal with the other mangonels. Oh.
Yeah, makes sense. But do you really need that when there's a castle up? That's the question I have. Maybe if you want to push and contest the other mangonels, yeah, you might be right about that.
Yeah. And these matchups are so, like, down to the wire. We see this a lot in High-Elo. It's who gets the conversion, who gets the mangonel snipe.
That is true. That's pretty snowballish matchup there.
And we do see the Eagles are falling to the gunpowder barrage. That's a lot of Eagles that went down there.
Yeah, he's losing a lot there, yeah, that's true, but he still has such a good economy behind it. Like,
Yeah.
he almost has 20 more eco units, he's going for the 30C, he's going for another barracks, he still has like a few rams in the back with 3 Eagles garrisoned inside them. But that push from Elbanovic is really scary, and he's sending the whole army, he's sending the whole village. He wants to make a statement.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do, because you're...
oh, you definitely have to, yes.
Yeah, because...
This might bring him back.
The more time passes now, the better it is for Yomi, so Elbanovic needs to cause the damage. And let me just say hello to everyone in chat. I can't read everyone during this co-cast and everything, but I do see you, and I do appreciate every single one of you who is here. There is Comrade.
Oh, he can't stop the castle, he can't stop the castle. The villagers were running into Eagles, the Rams are trying to snipe the Maganos. I'm trying to keep the pace here. Meanwhile, Yomi is fish booming like a madman on the top. And he only has to hold this position. He only has to hold this position and he wins the game. And the push by Elbanovic has died down for now. I think Yomi is in a very confident position from here.
Yeah, Yomi can now just run away with the game. And Elbanovic only has like 20 villagers working. All of these villagers are forward. He has 20 the economy of 20 villagers basically.
Yep.
He's...
Okay, this castle, I really like the idea behind it, like putting in on the TC between the two stones. He's basically saying, you are not contesting the map with any defensive buildings anytime soon. Yomi still has a little bit of stone in the bank, but that won't account for many, like maybe one castle defensively. And Elbanovic is trying to play the space game now. Yeah. Meanwhile, Yomi is doing the right thing against this. He is sending villagers out to the opening of the map, which we've not seen many players do in this tournament. He is doing the wise thing. He realizes he's losing space in the middle. All he has to do is survive, so he sends the villagers out there and probably trying to get some space and some extra resources for himself.
Yeah, just drop the passive castles, evacuate, no... play Michi. No need to fight this head on. I feel like Yomi is doing the absolute correct choice in just evacuating, buying time.
I mean, both are doing the right thing. That's beautiful to see. Like, Elbanovic realizing he won't match him in eco anytime soon. Like, he has to go for a killing blow, and Yomi just perfectly dodging that for now. Has a couple of villagers at the left, not building a TC, only building a mining camp for now. He has built his own defensive castle now, which kind of makes a lot of sense. He's securing the gold. He slowly gets back control of that position, maybe. And I think both players are thinking about Imperial Age in the next few minutes.
Yes. We see that Mangonel almost took out 2 mangoes, but everything is still... But yeah, Yomi already with almost 3k res, eco lead. Even causing some damages, and when your economy is as weak as Elbanovic, each single villager kill is so painful.
The only thing about Yomi's economy, which is soon going to happen, is he has, let me count actually, that's 19 fishing ships in the top pond, and the deep sea fish is about to die out, and he does not have a lot of wood in the bank right now. So that economy might have to be fixed. He's deleting a dock, I'm not sure what that was for. Yeah, and I think he's soon starting to transition to a heavy fish boom. Maybe we see gill nets, maybe he's done it, I haven't seen it, but probably he should be doing it.
Oh, I can't see them here. Okay, but yeah, I have no idea. I was checking in capture it, but it doesn't show the dock text.
It doesn't? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, it was Blue who lost the dock there. It wasn't Yomi's dock, the one we saw.
No, was it?
I'm not sure.
No, because Red had 3 docks at the top, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was Blue's dock? Okay, good. Then you might be right about that.
Yeah. Oh, and we see another forward castle, but this castle won't achieve much.
I mean, at this point, Elbanovic is just trying to do damage, but like the way Yomi's positioned right now with his economy, I don't think he minds that castle too much. Like, he was already abandoning those 4 farms in the middle. That castle barely reaches the TC. He can still take wood, he can still take gold. I think he's still fine now.
Yeah, and we see here clearly that Yomi knows the map better. this is such a good play to evacuate with the villagers to the bottom. But Elbanovic, I think, spotted it. And these villagers...
I do think he spotted it, and he's sending the wagons down there.
Yeah.
He's trying to outpost the outside to see if Yomi has expanded. It's a very clever move. The villagers are on the run from those 5 wagons. The fun thing here is villagers actually deal bonus damage against Hussite wagons, so he might just fight this back. Let's see what he's doing.
My game has lagged out. I'm going to pause.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, I see. Yeah,
So-
I'm going to pause myself then.
I'm 35-30. I have no idea what's happening. On
Let me just rewind a bit because I have Capture Edge Pro. That's not a deal, not a big deal.
Yeah.
So you're at 35-29, and you can count down any second
Let
if you
me
want.
just... I'm going to see... Close everything. I have no idea why. It's my first time ever having... and I'm sorry, Zardas, and every single one of the viewers about this.
Yeah, Arbase is saying a good thing because when you watch a Capture Edge replay, it also replays the whole thing in DE in the background, so... Gregwin saying stop mining bitcoins, that might also help, yeah. You don't have to apologize, you're the caster, as long as you're comfortable, everything's good.
Yeah, I think I have... I think there's a setting to minimize... Oh, okay.
I'm learning with you, by the way.
Okay,
Right
okay,
now.
no. Oh. Hey.
Oh, nice, okay, perfect.
Okay, is this how this is meant to be played? Ah,
Maybe.
no. Going to restart Capture It real quick.
Yeah, thank you, man.
This is so frustrating.
I'm gonna talk to... You don't worry, you just fix it real quick and I'm gonna talk to chat.
Oh,
We're in heaven, new map, yeah.
okay. I'm here and I'm
The,
at
the,
the
the map
right-
was called... The map was called Nothing Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh wait, you're actually ahead now, okay.
Okay, and it feels
You're at
smooth.
40, okay.
35-40, yes. It feels
Okay, I'm gonna catch up to
smoothish.
you.
Okay. When you're ready?
Yes, I caught up to you. You might count down in a
Okay,
second.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, and
Perfect.
we're back.
Also, I wanted to throw... okay, the war wagons are spotting the TC. Like I said, he can just fight this back with villagers, because villagers have indeed bonus damage against that unit.
Yeah.
For now, I think he hasn't spotted it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't spot this soon, Yomi might lose a lot of villagers here. And he has to for Elbanovic to come back here. Now he realizes it, he's gathering in the TC, those war wagons, and now he's doing the exact right thing. He's trying to fight it back with the villagers, garrisoning them again. That's a bit annoying, but I think he's still fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the food trucks, the war wagons. But
I mean, we see the score switch, but that's also due to Yomi being up to Imperial Age, so
Exactly.
that's going to be in his favor there. We only see 7 on food for Elbanovic, who hasn't even clicked up. I think this is Yomi's game to lose now.
Yeah.
Because I think he has all the tools to win this, even though the minimap says Elbanovic has a very nice castle chain, like it looks very nice on the minimap. Kind of just splitting the map in half, but I think...
Oh, I like this castle. I like how...
Oh, I like it a lot.
And
yeah.
I like this because Elbanovic knows, players at Elo know, he knows he's behind, but I really appreciate the fighting spirit. It's like, no, I'm not going to go down without a fight.
I mean, what he could do is he could try to like cut to the outside himself, and like what he's doing is basically he's like, okay, Yomi, you're trying to expand. Okay, I'm going to follow you with the castle. He's not trying to play the eco game. He's trying to play the space game and just be like, I'm just gonna follow you everywhere with castles and towers and whatnot. Like,
Yeah, this is the way back. This is how you go back into a game that you are losing.
yeah, and Yomi does the exact same thing again. Like he's just going outside of the range of the castle. He's dropping another TC behind it. Like how long can Elbanovic keep that game up? Because Yomi is up to imp. He has way more resources, and at some point there's going to be eagles coming in as well. Elbanovic is pressuring that bot area a lot now. He's sending wagons there, he's sending mangonels there, he's having a castle, the monk is coming, maybe he's just coming for the relic,
And
I
he
don't
has
know.
his own TC there, that's great. Yeah, this is a hilarious match.
And still Yomi's villagers are like, yeah, this is fine, we're just calmly gathering gold here, this is totally fine. Watching all the other villagers burn in the distance.
The gunpowder, the stones, all the smoke everywhere. He's like, oh, Nando's PC is crashing, let's put a lot of smoke and particle effects, let's try to make sure it gets... But yeah, this is a lot of pressure, and yeah, when you're falling behind, you don't get back into the game by matching your opponent. If you both go for boom, you're going to fall behind. Your only way back is by doing something different. But I feel like the traps now and the eagles will start getting imp upgrades.
Yeah.
And that will be the way Yomi wins the game.
Oh, look at this. Elbanovic is saying, okay, your villagers are trapped, and I know for a fact they're trapped. I'm just gonna stonewall there to make sure that nothing's gonna get in and out of there.
And now that's Elbanovic's base.
Like, he wants those villagers dead. And he's dropping a monastery. Maybe he's going like, yeah, I'm just gonna convert all those vills and make them my own. That's how you boom back into the game. You just monk boom. And, yeah, he has complete control over those resources. Now, the space gets kind of narrow for Yomi now. Like, he still has the lead in terms of resources and imp. But at some point he has to push this back, and he's already doing so with 3 traps in the top, and I think he's going to clear this out now.
Yeah, and Yomi is getting his first eco upgrades of the game, wheelbarrow and gold mining. Yomi has no eco upgrades at 42 minutes.
Oh, he's... Like, imagine if Yomi had double bit X this entire time.
Yeah,
he didn't, by the way, and Spirit of the Law released a video about this.
Yeah.
How much that actually cost him. Maybe he forgot, or maybe that was intentional, I'm not quite sure. But that's a lot of resources that he could have had.
Yeah, I think that's not intentional for sure.
I think that could, right now at this point, it could be in the 5-digit numbers of wood that he could have more.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely 4.
Oh, he has gill nets, it's the only eco upgrade.
Yeah, he does have gill nets, which wisely so, because he is fish booming on... How many is it? 14 fishing ships at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has the advantage of being an imp. He's freeing up the space in the middle. He still has to deal with a lot of wagons, outside wagons. And we don't see Imperial Age from Elbanovic, and I'm not sure how he's going to deal with those traps, because the outside wagon won't do anything about that.
Yeah, and the mangonels could help against the traps, but the eagles just take care of the mangoes.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like the only reason why Elbanovic is still in the game is, of course, because of the pressure, but it's the lack of eco upgrades from Yomi. I think that's harming Yomi so much.
That is definitely what kept him in the game, yeah. Imagine he had more resources to play with now. Imagine the difference if he had all those upgrades from the beginning. And look at this, like, Yomi, even, he's like, okay, I'm just going to fish boom on both sides now, because you're gonna take space on the land. Guess what, I'm just gonna take the water eco then at the outside. And those traps are definitely out of position now, and he gets punished.
But the castle goes down, and...
Yeah.
Oh! Elbanovic has no castles left. He has no outside wagon production now.
Can he even click imp? He has a monastery,
he can.
And... Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he just needs to have the castles at one point.
Okay, good. That's good to know, actually, I didn't know that. But yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's on the way to win.
I mean, the only thing he has is war wagons at this point, and his opponent has like close to double the economy unit amount. So I don't quite see how Elbanovic is going to claw his way back into this game. We saw a beautiful cleanup by Yomi. He reacted very calmly. He just went back. He expanded. He played it like he had to.
Yeah.
And I think that was a pretty good display of how to stay calm under a lot of pressure and not panicking, because I think Elbanovic had the right strat in mind, but those strats only bring you back into the game if you make your opponent panic and overreact to it, or react in the wrong way, which Yomi just didn't do. So
yeah, I agree. And now Yomi, both of them are losing units, but Elbanovic is losing units he can't replace, while Yomi, his army is completely expendable. And yeah,
seeing all these outside wagons going down, I think that's the moment where you think about the GG.
Yeah.
I would definitely have called it by that point, but...
Yeah, 60 pop versus 150. It's good to know.
You don't need food. You don't need food if all you want is food trucks. I do agree with that logic, and Bohemians are very, very scary because they can just play a low economy game with the outside wagons, which he doesn't have any of now.
Yeah. And not at this stage of the game. The difference now is so huge.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to say. Like, Yomi is completely in control of the game now. Like, Elbanovic has a little bit of space at the left. He's dropping some ranges. Maybe he's doing the chemistry now. So he's definitely thinking about hand cannoneers as the last resort to do anything about those eagles. But I think Yomi has this in the bag.
Yeah, I think I'm glad to see I'm not the only player who takes way too long to GG. Because I felt like in my semifinals I took quite a while to GG out of some games, and I do feel like Elbanovic now, and it's...
I mean, maybe he took some pride in making it to Imp, but this is ACCM territory at that point. Like...
Yes.
Lincer is saying what happened with Twitch. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Yeah, I mostly stream on YouTube. I'm the one guy who streams on YouTube, and GG's called. Yeah, here the stats will be a bit wonky because of me crashing and everything. Yeah, we only have a small chunk of the stats, but yeah, I think you've commented on it during the game, and I think that's the correct read. Elbanovic went for a very aggressive opening. Yomi kept completely calm under pressure, and Elbanovic was just playing catch-up the entire game then, and Yomi was not making mistakes, not letting any window for Elbanovic to move back into the game.
Yeah, that's completely right, and a very deserved first game victory of Yomi here.
Yes, but very well played by both of them. I do
like
definitely,
yeah.
Elbanovic's fighting spirit, and he did say he wasn't playing on a comfort map. So I'm very curious to see now it's one of his own maps, how Elbanovic fares in his home turf.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, let's face it, there's a 200 elo difference, so you're more likely to have success with something aggressive out of the ordinary that makes the game messy. Because elo matters in this game, especially when it's 200, so maybe he has to pull some sort of rabbit out of the hat in order to be successful here, so I get it.
Yeah, of course. When you are the lower elo player, you often think, okay, if we both go standard, if we play calmly, I'm just going to fall behind. My best bet is to make things go as crazy as possible.
Definitely, yeah. I just think that Bohemians are maybe a bit too slow on Fractal, because you really have to have great initiative in the early game, which you try to do, like it was the right approach to tower and stuff and trying to make it messy. But you just, even if it's a very, very aggressive map, you still have a lot of space to fall back to. Like you have the outside, you have resources in the back, you have resources in the front, you always have the fishing economy to go back to. Like it's very hard to kill all the economy on that map, but it's mixed with the aggressive aspect of being very close distance. That's what I love about the map. But yeah, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm going to load it up.
What do you think it will be? Oh, you're already loading it up? Okay.
I'm loading it up, but first, yeah, we can look at the draft, and yeah, now it's Elbanovic's pick.
It doesn't have to be. He could also pick.
Yes.
Which probably he will not, but.
I think maybe Coast to Mountain.
I mean, I think Coast to Mountain is a map that players either really like or they just avoid it at all costs. So the fact that he picked it probably means he's very comfortable on this, but I think he's, like, from the looks of it, he's very confident on hybrid maps in general, so...
Yeah, and I think also he, at least here in Fractal, he likes to play it open. I think the fact that Yomi always had a place to run away was what kept him in the game. And on Coast to Mountain, if you get pressure, there's no way to run. It's very easy to squeeze out your opponent. So if if Elbanovic is going for the high pressure, for the space play, for the map control, I feel like Coast to Mountain will be a great map for it.
Bergman is making a good point. Coast to Mountain when Yomi has Mongols, and I do think that Mongols are by far the best civ on Coast to Mountain myself. I've played them a few times in practice, and they just feel goddamn overpowered there. Like, I would always ban it. The thing is, like, he can just hold Mongols until it comes to Coast to Mountain, so he's gonna have to deal with it eventually, right? But to gain confidence, he should probably go to Golden Lakes to try to get a win and sneak up confidence.
Yeah, and also
If you are afraid of Mongols, then yeah.
yeah, the one thing that can backfire is that if you're close to mountain playing against Mongols, at least you know what your opponent is going to pick. So you can use that to your advantage. The fact that you know
I mean, you can probably just go Hindustanis as a counter to Mongols and just hold Hindustanis for Mongols on Coastal Mountain. Maybe that's the plan. But let's see. It is, in fact, going to be Golden Lakes.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very interesting Civ matchup.
Ooh. Yes, I'm going to open it up right now on Capture H. And hello, Brown Pears. Long time no see. Great to have you here tonight. We are casting. I think maybe we are live. Probably we are. So if anyone in chat, am I live now? And I'm going to. Okay. Yes. I can hear you buffering. Okay, you can hear me? Okay. That's the most important thing. I heard a voice. And if this crashes again, because it's not only the stream crashing, my PC is not behaving as it usually behaves. Something's not right. If this crashes once again, I might have to delay the stream, but I'm going to have faith. I've tried to change some things. I'm going to have faith that we will be able to stream it till the end.
Yeah, maybe we have to research faith. That's true.
Yes, we need to research
we
faith.
have to research faith in order to continue. And maybe your lab has to research devotion first.
Oh, not a laptop. This is a tower.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No worries. But yeah, and I have a good computer. This is not. But it's acting up. I don't know why.
Yeah, your computer has to research devotion. Zorus is no robo. Okay.
Oh no! Why?
I mean, he's either saying that I sound bad, or he's saying that I'm a huge professional tournament admin.
Yes.
I think it's the audio part, unfortunately.
Zardo's audio is distorted and laggy. No, why? There's no reason for it to be distorted and laggy. Going to restart Discord. Just
okay.
one moment. And yeah, I'm having people are sending me advices. Yeah, I need to fix this before my next stream, because tomorrow is the final. I want to cast the T90. I don't want to have this amount of technical issues during T90's final. I want to cast that the right way. Let me go back to Discord, join the call, and can you speak for a little bit so people know if you are
Hello. Chat has to let me know if I sound better now.
Yes, it's not T90's final, it's Master James' final, of course. Yeah, we could be overheating throttling. Okay, people say it's better. Sounds fine, okay. Yeah, because I've assembled my own computer, I'm going to open it up before tomorrow, clean it up, change thermal paste. I'm going to do all of those things, because this is like a 2.5-year-old computer and it was beefy. My computer has no reason to be complaining this much. And your voice is pure.
Creden says, no, Zardo's voice is pure again. I don't think my voice has ever been pure, but thank you. So you're at 5 seconds?
I'm at 5 seconds, and I hope things work. So.
Alright, you can count down any seconds.
3, 2, 1, let's go. And hello everyone, and welcome back to... Wait. It paused. Did it pause for you or just for me?
Just for you. I'm waiting at 20 seconds.
Yeah, fines are pointing in the right direction.
Oh wait, I'm going back to 5. I'm going back to 5 actually.
Let me...
Alright, I'm on 5.
My Age of Empires just crashed. I'm going to try one more time this, and if not, I'm going to have to... We are going to cast this set, and I'm going to cast it with you, Zardos, but if this crashes one more time, I'm going to have to delay the stream.
No worries, man.
I will probably...
No worries.
What I'm probably going to do is, if we have to redo this, I will release the first... Oh, but I stopped the recording because of how much everything was crashing, because I want to release the first match we casted, and then we go from there.
Alright.
And sorry to you.
You don't have to apologize, man. Like, you're the one who has to be comfortable with everything. It's not me.
Yeah, I try, and the worst part is I'm so hyped for casting and everything. I had my vacations, I returned, and I'm like,
now? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I want to bring full power maximum. I want to cast so much. I'm so excited. I want to elevate my stream and everything to the next level, and I return and everything just crashes. Why? Okay, I'm at...
Yeah, probably spending half of your vacation just thinking about going back into casting again.
Yeah, true. It was absolutely that. But yeah, we're going to try one more time, and sorry, of course, Elbanovic is one of the players and watching this live, and yeah, I'm going to stop soaring, or I'm going to spend a whole night telling people I'm sorry. I'm just going to count down, and then we're going to see if this match works. Okay, 3.
Are you at 5? Because the stream is black right now.
I'm at
the stream
10.
is black right now.
I'm at 10, and stream should be visible, I think.
Okay, you're at 10. Perfect. My stream's black right now. I'm not sure what chat, how it's for chat, but my stream's black.
Yeah, and after the I've lost over 150 Elo after my vacation. I was at 40-80. Now I'm at 30-20. It's insane. Okay.
Okay, I'm at 10 as well, and
Okay.
stream seems to work out.
Okay,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello everyone, and we just had some wonkiness here, but I'm as excited as ever to bring you this match from T90's Community Cup, champion bracket, two very high Elo players here in the north. Playing as the Romans, we have none other than Yomi, who's currently sitting at a whopping 1911 Elo. And in the south, playing as the Dravidians in the blue color, we have none other than Elbanovic. And what do you think about this Civ matchup?
I like both civs on hybrid maps, actually. Romans are very good on hybrid maps, in my opinion, because a lot of foot eco means they can play heavily towards castle age and towards map control, maybe with knights and scorpions, which I personally like to do. Dravidians also, with the additional wood that they're getting when advancing through the ages, especially when they hit feudal age, means that they can either go very heavy on fishing shop production very early and hit a very good timing and make use of that, or go for a very strong early opening in terms of military. So I think both civs have a lot of potential here, and I'm especially excited to see what Elbanovic comes up with, especially knowing that he probably wants to do something spicy with Dravidians here.
Yeah, and we do have the spawn closer to a single pawn. Sometimes players can spawn between two pawns, and I feel like that makes the strategic decisions harder. I feel like this is, okay, I have my pawn, this is clearly my pawn, and then we have two pawns to fight over, and I feel like these pawn positions is easier to play for both of them.
Yeah. And one of the things that Romans are very good at is that they can do a lot of things. Because, like, when you see Romans, people, a lot of times, they just think about men-at-arms, right? Because, like, their men-at-arms are just so super strong. But they can just play standard. Like, they can play archers, they can play scouts opening as well.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to do this, right? Like, they're not a one-trick civilization. Especially because of their 5% eco bonus in the early game with the villagers, they can play everything in feudal age and be very smooth behind it. Like, they don't always have to do their, like, one-trick stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of players, because it's not flashy, it's not up there on their... A lot of players underestimate how huge that 5% bonus is. It's just, everything is running better for you, basically.
Yeah, that 5% makes it so you can play Romans and go for a tower rush and use your tower rush to buy time because you have that great economy behind it.
Yeah.
Like, usually towers are pretty all in, but Romans can do something like go towers just to buy time and get an eco league because of the towers. Like, it just completely shifts the dynamic of the game.
Yeah, and yeah, Romans, I feel like the only thing they have. Their archer line is a bit bad. Yeah, they're...
And I think you would only play archers and feudal and maybe early castle age if you go for something like knights, crossbows mixed in with a bit of siege. But the thing is, our base is touching on a very important thing, that on this map, especially with all the gold in the middle, you want to have map control. And usually, like any sort of 4 lakes or golden lakes map is a very wide one. So mobility and map control often go hand in hand, and I think Dravidians can struggle with that a lot.
Yeah. And yeah, we are talking about how, for example, the Roman archers are bad. I've casted High-Elo matches, 2200, 2300, where players have won with Roman archers. Just because one thing is weaker, it doesn't mean if it's the correct unit, it's the correct unit. Doesn't matter if it's not the best unit for your civ.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the higher the elo, I think players have more figured out that you don't always have to... Your civilization can still do generic stuff, even though it might not be supported by the listed bonuses in the first place.
Yeah, I already, myself, I don't build archery ranges as the Britons, so I don't know why I'm not 2k elo yet. I'm already doing that.
I mean, yeah, and that's exactly the point, right? Like, Britons can open scouts into knights if they want to, if the situation suits it, like... You can even play archers as Spanish or Bulgarian sometimes if you have to, right? Like, if you need them, they're there, and you can potentially make use of them.
But yeah, I'm very curious to see what's the game plan for both of these players. The Romans have a little...
But like I said, like, Romans can kind of do everything. Like, those maps are usually very open towards the front, so it would allow for heavy feudal age aggression. However, because of the heavy fishing eco, usually you had a very good castle age timing, so feudal... so some players might opt away from heavy feudal age play.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And this is one of the maps where I see fast castle the most. Of course, well, there's those build sets like... For example, for arena and everything, it's fast castle with nothing else. Okay, at this elo, I think you can't get away with just fast castle. You need to add a little bit of military, a little bit of contesting. But I think both players have on their mind reaching castle age as soon as possible. I think that's...
Yeah, that's true. Like, usually you go fast feudal with the generic free fishing ships, then you try to expand to a second dock in feudal age, and because of how many fishing ships you can produce, like, the jump to castle age happens fast anyway. Like, you don't have to do, like specifically dedicated fast castle builds, and we already see Elbanovic docking the top as well to contest it, but Yomi has scouted that and is wisely going for a second dock himself to be able to outproduce Elbanovic to make sure that he won't lose control over that pond. He's already in gold with 5 villagers, so he will be able to fight this back properly, and I already prefer Yomi's position here.
That dock, for me, just use it to gather food with your villager and don't produce anything out of it. Just abandon it.
Yeah, make Yomi invest, make him think that you're contesting. Don't produce anything, I totally agree. Make him invest into a second dock and into 1 or 2 fire galleys, and be happy with making him invest, right?
Yeah.
Like, you won't ever be able to win that pawn now. Everything else would just be an over investment. Also, Elbanovic is heavily walling his map right now. Like, he's walling out the gold in front of the TC. He still has some in the back, but he has very early walled the right side. And he has docked the left pawn as well now. So he is trying to reach out, and he's even sending another villager to the right side as well. Like, he wants
3 pawns.
Yeah, he wants to go for the free pawn domination.
Oh, I hate this fire galley from Elbanovic going to add a single.
Yeah, that's a waste. That's a waste. He should definitely cancel that.
Yeah, though. Yeah, Arbe said a demo could have been nice, but not a fire galley.
Yeah, this fire galley won't achieve anything. Like, he should be happy. Like, he forced Yomi into building a second dock. He has built 3 fire galleys. If he just didn't produce anything, I think he might have won that trade in terms of resources.
Yeah. You know what would have been funny here? Maybe he wants to have the banner, so the opponent has to invest. He doesn't know. Build a fishing ship and let it garrison. So your opponent thinks you're producing military instead of a fire galley. Just build a single fishing ship there. But yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yomi is being a little bit annoying with his scout now in Elbanovic's base, which he is close to being fully walled now. I really like how Elbanovic is making use of the Dravidian wood bonus when they advance. They get 200 wood for free, and he's putting that to perfect use. He's walling up, he's going for more docks, he's going for more fishing ships. If you don't have any fishing ships out, because he doesn't have fish on the right, he doesn't have fish on the left, I think he went there a little bit too early, like even Dravidians can't afford that. He should just try to put some fishing ships out on one pond and then transition to the other. I don't think he's going to fill those ponds up with fish anytime soon. He is putting down a market and a blacksmith behind it, so I think both players are just trying to go to Castle Age. He has the resources, he's just missing the building.
Yeah, once again we see Elbanovic missing just the buildings to click up. Yeah, but the blacksmith will go up very quick. Yeah, but he has the production buildings, but no production. Because not enough economy to sustain.
The thing is, we have 2 docks, we have control over 3 ponds, and we only have fish on one of them, and he's not producing fish to the left, and he's not producing fish on the right. He only now starts to queue some up, because he was probably prioritizing the building for Castle Age. But that's what I mean, like, I think he went there a bit too early and spent the wood a bit too early on the 3rd dock.
Yeah. Okay, finally we see some fishing ships are on the way. I like the single villager on the way there just to deal with the scout.
Yeah, just walling behind it. He's going for the barracks now, which means that we will see some sort of military play in Castle Age, because otherwise he wouldn't have any reason to put up a barracks at that point.
Yeah. And I mean,
so let's see.
I mean, if you don't go for military in Castle Age, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Especially on a map like this, where like taking control of the middle long term is very important, especially fighting for those positions. Let's see, we are on a stable with Romans. We didn't wall our map, so we have some sort of, like, we are still open, but we are not contested, so that's not a big deal. So all the wood that Elbanovic spent on walling up his map, Yomi basically has to invest at other points. Of course, he's not Dravidians, but still.
Yeah, and yeah, Roman knights can be scary as well. It's one of the very solid unit choices for the Romans.
I totally agree. I really agree, which because Roman knights themselves are nothing special, but the fact that they have such great economy behind it and their supporting scorpions are so cheap makes them really dangerous.
Yeah, we see second stable going down right away for Yomi. We see bloodlines on the way. Does Yomi have a blacksmith? No blacksmith yet, I think.
And I think double stable knights with some scorpions is perfect against Dravidians. I don't think Dravidians can produce anything that can match that in Castle Age.
And we see Elbanovic is moving towards the center. I like this DC there on the gold.
Yeah, that's a good expansion.
Yeah, but we know clearly now what Yomi's game plan is. I'm very curious about what will Elbanovic do here. It's his home map.
It's hard. I think it's hard against knights and scorpions. Maybe you just try to get an eco lead with like 3 pawns, 2 or 3 TCs with monks and mangonels of your own. Maybe that's a play. We do see at the right that there's going to break, like another fight is breaking out for the right pond in the corner. I'm not sure how that dock went up because he had a galley patrolling there and he still let the dock go up. I'm not sure what happened there. I also
didn't see how it went down, but yeah, Yomi even got the fire ship upgrade, and now that pawn will be fully controlled by Yomi.
I was about to say, he's building the monastery now. I think that's kind of late. I think the monastery should be one of the first buildings he dropped. But of course, he's also investing a lot of wood at the ponds, on the TCs, and anything else. But I think a monk defense is very, very reasonable here.
Yeah.
And he's doing the early pikeman play as well. I'm not sure if he doesn't spread himself too thin now, because pikeman is a heavy investment, and he already has the monastery. Maybe he feels like the monastery won't be enough. The knights are close to breaking the gate in front of Elbanovic's space.
Where's the building?
Let's see how good he's gonna be able to defend this.
Yeah, okay, the villager arrived on time there to add a second. Oh, but yeah, this will just go down, and now the knights are in.
Oh, that could be a big problem, yeah. I mean, Arbit's is making a good point about Dravidian barrack tags being cheaper. That includes the pikeman tag.
Walls.
So he's making good use out of that for now. Oh, he's trying to be the
damn.
quick waller.
Oh, this.
He's quick walling for
he
life
ran
right
out
now.
of. He ran out of.
Oh, and he didn't get them, and now the pikes are out of position. The villagers are going down. Oh, the pikeman finally caught up. He deletes his houses. He's trying to quick one more. Oh, that's a disaster for Elbanovic. Like, Yomi already has so much initiative. What I would like him to do is, now that he has complete map control with the knights, I think you just drop a siege workshop and try to push that TC that Elbanovic put into the middle as a target
Yes,
now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And now the pikeman mass is starting to get in, so it will shut down the knight play. But the knights don't want to fight; they just want to pick off these villagers, finding a lot of damage. And
I mean, Yomi does the other thing. He's like, I killed some villagers. I have control over 2 pawns. I know that he has an economy lead. Also, he's Romans. He probably has the better late game eco and the better like late castle early in composition. So he's like, I'm just gonna play free TC. I'm just gonna boom up. I know that I'm ahead. Like, I'm just gonna play it safe.
yeah, as you should. And
I mean, you can either use your map control and put down a siege workshop, or you just go free TC and boom it out if you have the advantage. Like, I think both are valid options.
nice conversion there for Elbanovic. Gets a knight for free and can start moving towards the relics now. And look at the eco KD, 12-0 in favor of Yomi. That's insane.
Yeah.
And the military KD is also very good for Yomi.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess you don't have to push now. He is going for a double siege workshop defense. I'm not sure if that's for Scorpion spam. It kind of has to be, right? Like, I'm not seeing any other option. Is this going to be full Scorpions against the pikes and the monks? I think it is.
We see the monks falling. 2 monks go down to light cav.
That's a beautiful snipe, yeah. You can always mix those in.
Yeah, they were out of.
So let's see. And he's already queuing up Scorpions in both of those siege workshops, yeah. And Scorpions are the perfect option here. Like, they're good against the pikes. And we see a castle that Tactical Tea Time would be so proud of. And we do see the castle standoff. And Yomi has the defender's advantage. He can pull more vills in time. Yeah. I think this castle will not go up for Elbanovic unless he tries to find a, unless he finds a way with his military to force this up. Some villagers are not working on the castle. That's a huge mistake from Elbanovic. Yeah. And Yomi just pulls everything. He is contested though. The army is diving underneath that castle foundation, and this is going to be very massive very soon.
This will be down to the wire. But
but I think that Yomi can deny. I mean, I think both castles are going to go up, and maybe that's going to be a P-Tard war now.
Yeah, yes.
Both castles.
The towers are almost glitching onto each other. This is so wonky.
Edge to edge, yeah. Like a married couple.
Yeah, and yeah, both of them already queuing up the petards. They know what you should do.
Yeah, and I've learned from our base that I think it's 8 petards that you need for a castle, because I had a very similar situation in a practice game against our base on Outcrop, and he blew up my castle all at once because he was like hoarding petards in the castle, and he blew it off. I think it was 8. And he's saying now that Yomi should make some rams, and I totally agree. He already has 2 siege workshops. I think that's a perfect way to balance the scale and win the castle fight here.
Yeah, but Elbanovic was taking a lot of damage, and now the eco is a lot more even. Elbanovic, just with his pressure alone, if his castle stays up, he's found a way to get back into the game. And
the problem is, technically he has equalized the villager lead a little bit, but there are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 villagers inside the castle who are doing nothing.
Yeah, and the Tards from Elbanovic just lost a petard, and he's not being very efficient in this castle versus castle fight.
Yomi is now pretending to be Spanish, trying to rush that castle down with the villagers. Yeah, this is a very messy game. I love it. And now we see a Mangano from Elbanovic. I'm not sure what that is for.
Maybe for the village? I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, just to add some pressure, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, the castle just goes down.
Yeah, we don't see repairs now, but I don't think you can repair constant petard production.
Yeah.
Like, Yomi still has a huge problem with a lot of pikes and siege in his base and a little bit of monks, and I think he's looking for a second castle.
Yeah, and 4th DC going up for Yomi now? This like previous game, Elbanovic is the aggressor with less DCs and more action, and Yomi trying to survive, Oh, that castle can be denied as soon as... Will the foundation get sniped? Ah, no, the castle will.
I don't think he can, but that castle is very dangerous. We have 4 monks to convert, we have a mangonel around.
Yeah.
I think that castle is gonna go up, but potentially... He could pay a huge price for this.
Yeah, but...
Oh no, it goes up.
Yeah, and we see some armored elephants. At first I was like, wait, a war elephant? These are not the Persians, but yeah, armored elephants, the Rams.
Yeah, Dravinians are indeed one of the civs that get this. Like, that's a very good double castle defensive position now, because all the mangonels and all the monks and the pikes basically don't really do anything offensively anymore now. Because he has covered that entrance to his base perfectly with those 2 castles, and I think we're going to see something similar in this game, where Yomi is just trying to stay calm, just relocate his resources, but this time he's more on the clock now, because he is going to run out of gold eventually, and he has to come forward and contest. He can't just run back forever.
Yeah, it's what I told about the thing about the fractal map is that Yomi always had a place to run. Now Yomi doesn't have a place to run to. Once these resources run out, Yomi's time on this match will start running. But yeah, the beautiful thing about this defensive castle is that you drop an offensive castle, it gets denied, you've just lost your investment. A defensive castle, okay, you use it for that engagement, but after that fight is done, your castle is still up, it's still an amazing defensive building, and you're just building yourself.
And one very smart, sorry to cut you off there, one very smart and underrated play from Elbanovic is, he knows exactly what's Yomi's win condition, he knows he has to expand, which is why he outposted the middle.
Yeah, that was very good.
He wants to see when Yomi is going to move out to expand, because he knows he has to.
Yeah, Elbanovic's vision compared to Yomi's is absurd. He can see almost all the map. And the outposts are one of the most important things that lower elo players underestimate. Outposts are such a good investment.
Roman castles go up so quickly, man.
Yeah, the 5%.
Yeah. It almost feels like Spanish, honestly.
Yeah, but the castle goes up, and yeah, Yomi, castle by castle, is grabbing what he needs. Doesn't have a lot, but he has what he requires to stay in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and our base is once again stressing on his point, like, if Elbanovic had a bit of more mobile army to work with, he could have prevented that castle from going up, and now Yomi has a foothold in this game.
Yes.
Like, he has control over 2 gold spots, like, there isn't a lot Elbanovic can do about it, except what he's doing right now, which is going to Imperial Age.
Yeah, I like the Imperial Age move. You need to. You need to apply pressure, and the only way you can apply pressure is by going in.
Exactly, and he's doing the right thing. He's like, okay, you expanded, I can't let you, I'm going to go imp, I'm gonna set up a castle position to trap you down from. That's his way to keep control over the game. The knights are trying to be a little bit annoying. There's a centurion coming out as well. I'm not sure what that's supposed to achieve.
It's for the style. They look so cool.
I mean, it's a cool unit. It's a very cool unit, yeah.
And we have Megafish in chat. Hello, Megafish. You eliminated both of us from the tournament.
Yeah, maybe Megafish should be casting, not
exactly.
that.
But yeah, I like the imp move. The imp timing will be 1 minute different, but Elbanovic needs that.
Yeah, but 1 minute in a castle standoff, like that's everything.
Exactly.
Like that could make Yomi lose this entire position, and then suddenly he's out of gold again.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have army to fight. He's transitioning into 6 barracks at the back now. Maybe try to come up with something to match the pikes, which I assume is going to be champions. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, the Romans are getting forced to play the unit they want to play the most. So.
Yeah, but champions can't really dive the castle and kill the traps. Maybe in mass, and maybe with the bonus armor they can, because they're not really generic. But Elbanovic still can maybe push Yomi off the Scold again. I think that's the main objective here for him.
Yeah, and this is how you see that we are both High-Elo casters, because we love defensive castles. This is
I mean, we definitely like it more than other casters.
yeah, there's certain castles who don't like defensive castles. We love them.
Not going to point fingers or call names, but there are casters who like defensive castles more than others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Defensive castles are very good at losing games. Offensive castles are very good at losing games.
Yeah. I mean, according to T-Time, castles are not classified as a defensive building anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romans don't get champion, they get the Legionary.
And I love what Elbanovic is thinking. He is thinking, okay, Romans are definitely gonna play champions. He is adding a second monastery, because monks are in fact good against champions.
Yeah.
Also, he puts down a lot of ranges, he is transitioning towards the crossbow attack, so he is preparing a switch for that.
Yeah. And yeah, Yomi once again, sorry, has the eco lead. And that's the main advantage Yomi has in both games. The resources collected, the stable economy. Both players are on 2 pawns each. But
yeah. And we already see it's 2 traps to 1. And this position looks very dangerous for Yomi, like he can't afford to lose this.
yeah, we see Legionaries on the way.
Yeah. Why am I talking about champions? Of course, it's Legionaries.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's like it's Roman champions. Like that's what I meant.
but Legionaries and Scorpions together are such a solid unit comp.
Yeah, true. I mean, the Roman army in the late game is a little bit weird, but if you are up against a Civ that doesn't have a good cav, suddenly the Roman comp becomes way stronger.
Yeah. Elbanovic is going to win the castle war?
I mean, that's what he played for, right? Like, he had early imp with less eco, and that's exactly what he played for, and now he has to try to push him off the gold indefinitely and just try to keep the position. That's like... that's the win con. He has to keep Yomi off the gold now, like, however way possible.
Yeah, and Yomi has 0 on gold. That's the win condition. And
I'd like Elbanovic to pull his monks to convert those legionaries as well.
And also to
just to have a little bit more pressure in the middle, but those monks are just kind of standing around doing nothing. He could use them to convert legionaries.
Oh, yeah, the monks are on the way, but yeah, ballistics is on the way. You need ballistics with the crossbows or they won't do anything. Oh, we do have... I like the random mangonel that's targeting a market on the right side.
I mean, yeah, every unit wants to contribute in its own way. And now he's diving for the traps. He's diving for the traps, trying to chase the legionaries around.
Just a single light cav just melts the monks.
Yeah.
But he
has to be careful. He's walking into the legionaries right now with the crossbows. We don't have the ARP tech coming in by now.
And now the RNG of will my trebs hit my opponent's trebs. Always a frustrating battle to fight. The Legionnaires are diving under the castle and they are so tanky.
Yes, they are. The double armor really helping out there, and the arbalist, not the arbalist, the crossbow numbers are dwindling, and there's only 2 left now.
Yeah, but the traps are getting... Yeah, only 1 trap left for Yomi. This castle will stand.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the legionaries can easily take out the castle by themselves. Elbanovic is realizing this. He's going for murder holes. I'm not sure if murder holes is going to get in time in order to defend this castle properly. And the Yomi seems to be pushing this back. Like, he sends villagers to the gold again, and I think Romans are about to take over.
Yeah, we see High-Elo murder holes. Love to see it. I mean, it's the correct choice, but with the reputation that the tech has, always great to see it get research. But
I mean, the thing about murder holes is, if it's good, it's really fucking good. Otherwise, it's useless. But when it's good, it's really good.
And here, it's really good. The amount of work murder holes is doing is absurd right now. This castle already has 38 kills.
Yeah, exactly. The vills are repairing, like villagers can hop in, the castle will defend them.
Yeah, we see Arbalesters now. And if Elbanovic can stabilize, he can still get a good position. And Yomi...
The thing is, now he has Arbalest against Roman Scorpions.
Yeah.
Like, that's very hard to play.
Yeah, if they were heavy, the thing is they're not heavy Scorpions yet. But yeah, they're just going to melt. The Arbalesters, that small mass, all gone in an instant. We see some bombard cannons to counter both the... I love the bombard cannon play. Yeah.
I think Elbanovic has dropped the ball by going for 3 bombard cannons. I don't think that was necessary. I think those bombard cannons should have been more expo in order to keep Yomi from the middle. I think that was a big mistake.
Yeah, but...
I mean, obviously, like, 3 bombard cannons can still do a lot, but that might have been other units.
Yeah, but Yomi is... The only gold Yomi has is not protected at all right now, and Elbanovic knows the game they are playing, knows the win condition, and he's playing the win condition very well. Yomi may be running out of
I think Yomi is struggling for gold heavily right now. You're right about that, yeah.
Yeah, and even use the bombard cannons to take up the 2 mining camps. Yomi has 5 on... Where's the 5 on gold? Maybe something that was... Yeah, oh, it's the rally point. I think the new produced villagers are going to gold and just dying right away.
And Yomi is completely pushed out of gold now, and now he is in a very dire position because he is going to push in with the Arbalest, he is going to push in with the bombard cannons, and I don't see how he can defend this right now. He don't have the resources to do so. Like, I mean, Roman Scorpions are... Like, yeah, Roman Scorpions are cheap on gold, but if you don't have any, like, that doesn't help
exactly.
you.
And the same for the Legionary. A Militia line is cheap, but it's not free. It's not like he's playing Malay, who can get trash Militia line. And
yeah, this is exactly the window that Elbanovic could have hoped for to win this game, and he's doing a very good job at it, and it looks very good right now for him.
Yeah, Elbanovic right now is on the driver's seat. He is the player with the best position, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%, yeah. He's even doing thumb ring, like those Arbalists are very scary now.
Yeah, the Romans researching heavy Scorpion and everything, but he needed to have those stacks and those units earlier. He needed to have the heavy Scorpion ready to contest his army, because 5 heavy Scorpions can melt this entire army in seconds. But you need to have them, you need to have a good opportunity, and he's losing so much presence, he's losing so much villagers. His economy is so inefficient right now. He's running out of wood in his base.
Yeah, having no access to gold really snowballs in Elbanovic's favor now. Like, he has all the tools he needs.
And as
like, Yomi tries to fight back with some light cav numbers now, but I don't think that's going to do enough.
This is where I see the difference between my Elo and this Elo. I would probably only think about the bombard cannons way too late. I like how Elbanovic knew, okay, my opponent's only chance is Scorpions, and my bombards can shut them down. He didn't wait to react, he didn't have like that mental buffer we sometimes have our Elo that maybe only after the game is over we remember, oh, I could have added this or that. No, he went for the correct unit choice right away. I think this Elephant Archer was a misclick here in the single.
It definitely has to be a mistake. Oh, we see Heavy Scorpion coming in. This is the last fight of the game.
Yeah.
This is going to be the last fight of the game, except unless Elbanovic is going to sneak out. We still have 5 bombard cannons, which could be a very big deal for the Scorpions. He's now trying to run the villagers. These Arbalists are going to get a lot of kills. He's not attacking the villagers just yet. Oh, Yomi is going in. He's going in for the bombard cannons. The Arbalists are a little bit out of position now. He's pulling back.
The Scorpions are so far away from the rest of the army.
Yeah.
You need the Scorpions to fight the...
I mean, that's still a very scary army Yomi has there.
Yeah, this can be one of those moments. At low reload, this would be decided by whoever looks away loses the game, basically.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, and Elbanovic is doing such a great job at using the terrain and the map to his advantage.
Yeah, it's very intense in a way where, like, Yomi could lose all the Scorpions to bombard cannons, and Elbanovic can use all the Arbalists to the Scorpions. And the Scorpions are starting to hit, the Light Cav are swooping around trying to snap the bombard cannons. Elbanovic is going to be able to fight that back
Yeah,
for
and
now.
Elbanovic melted a whole bunch of heavy scorps in the middle of everything. Yeah,
the light cap are going down. They didn't manage to kill a lot there, and we still have 6 bombard cannons, I think it is right now.
Yeah.
And we're trying to aim for the scorpions. There's 1 scorpion going down, which is a heavy loss, especially considering you have 0 on gold right now. Like, he will not be able to replenish this.
And during this, Elbanovic has 37 on gold. Look at Elbanovic's gold bank. This is absurd.
Yeah, I think that's the GG moment very soon. Like, the scorpions are trying to close the distance. Elbanovic is aware he micros the arbalists away. The bombard cannons are finishing off the scorpions, and I think this is his game to win now.
Yeah, even if you lose, that's the thing. When you have 2k gold in the bank, on another kind of game, you lose 3 or 4 bombards, suddenly run out of steam. Elbanovic can afford to lose bombards right now. He has such a good economy.
I mean, that's exactly the power of snowballing when you have the middle control on those sort of maps, right? Like, you have so much gold to your... Yeah, he's trying to snipe the bombard cannons again. Meanwhile, Elbanovic is coming in with his own light cap into Yomi's eco, and I mean, Yomi is still trying to do everything he can, but he's just very limited in terms of resources. That's the problem. Like, he is trying to spam the light cap, he's trying to do the right things, but...
Yeah. It's the lack of map control.
I mean, technically, he can just play this game. As long as Elbanovic doesn't finish him, he can play the game of... Until Elbanovic maybe runs out of gold himself, potentially, but...
There's still 35k gold in the middle.
Yeah, that's not realistic.
In other maps, yes. In this map, it's not realistic. And
and I think
Elbanovic is 5-0
in a game with an even... In a game with even Elo, this game would have been over like 20 minutes ago, I think. But he's trying to still find ways to outplay his opponent, which I respect, definitely. Yeah, Elba has 5 relics to his name as well, that's true. And he already is close to 3,000 extra gold because of it. It's like as if the gold in the middle wasn't enough already. And yeah.
Yeah, and as Yomi picks off some stragglers and adds some farm, Yomi's economy will have to move more and more forward. The more time passes, Yomi will be... Time is playing against Yomi right now.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
Definitely. He's going in with a lot of light cap again. It's 33 light cap on the field right now.
Yeah, but Arbalesters just melt light cap.
That is true, but that's a gold unit.
Yeah.
Which he can easily replenish, like he's all the gold in the world. But there's still scorpions on the move, like he hasn't successfully hit any big scorpion shots, but he will always still try to look for those.
There's only 1 bombard cannon on the field right now.
I think the win condition for Yomi is to find a very good surround with the light cap and then have the scorpions shoot from behind, which obviously requires Elbanovic to make a huge positioning mistake. But he is having a trap out, trying to contest the middle now a little bit, like that's a scary light cap number.
Yeah, and this trap downhill crack terrain, the castle will go down quite fast. But yeah,
that's true.
Elbanovic has a lot of bombard cannons in queue, but none of them are getting produced. He has too much pop. And losing this castle will be rough. It won't be game ending, but you want to have that castle stay up. That's the volatility of this middle position. It's all downhill crack terrain. Exactly for these moments to happen.
And now Yomi is doing a beautiful thing. He's sending some of the light cap into Elbanovic's eco to try to raid, and what a quick wall! What a quick wall!
That was so good. Oh.
Still trying to get in somehow, I mean... Like, that's just High-Elo stuff.
Yeah.
Like, in this point in the game, realizing that there's a ball of light cap running towards your eco, I would have lost 30 votes.
Yeah, exactly. I would have seen that after my eco was gone, not before 100%. They even arrived.
Like, huge respect for that play.
That's one thing we see a lot of... I feel like at a lot of Elo's players never look at the minimap. And at this Elo...
Yeah, and Elbanovic is really struggling right now, like he still has his arbalist ball alive, but the light cap are swooping in, killing the villagers, putting Elbanovic off the gold himself now, but I mean he still has 25k in the rest, but not 25k, but 2.5k.
Yeah, Yomi doesn't have gold, but doing everything he can to keep himself in a game.
I mean, he is desperately selling some resources to get those scorpions out, to get barely enough gold to produce those, and mixing in the light cap. He's doing all the right things. And now he's swooping in from the back. He's trying to hit those arbalists from both sides now, but it's only light cap anyway.
Yeah, this is... Yomi is fighting a... I mean, I was about to say that Yomi is fighting an uphill battle. Yomi is literally fighting a downhill battle because pressuring towards the middle, but Yomi is doing...
Look at all these red dots on the bottom of the gold.
Yeah.
Oh, the scorpions are closing in. Maybe we see some shots now.
Oh, and those are 10 scorpions in a ball if they can get a good shot. Oh.
Yep, that's pretty scary. Do we have the Roman tech? Do we have the scorpion tech from the castle?
No. No, sorry, checked the wrong one. No, he doesn't. Ballistas.
Oh, he doesn't. If he had that, like, those scorpions would have been so much more terrifying.
Yeah. A lot of players forget that tech, and even not getting... I mean, the other one, Comitatenses, for the Knights and Legionnaires, doesn't end up playing a huge role here, but the Scorpion one would be important. The 3k gold in the bank for Elbanovic. I feel like that's...
I mean, he's just hoarding forever now at that point.
Yomi is playing it better right now, at this exact moment, I feel like, but Elbanovic can afford to make all the mistakes he wants to.
I mean, but at some point it has to be too many mistakes. The thing is, Elbanovic has to ask himself, like, how is Yomi not dead?
Yeah.
Like, how is this guy still alive? How is he even pushing me back without any gold?
Yeah.
That's because he realized what he has to do. Like, he has to sell for Scorpion production and just spam light cap, like, for days, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you are high-elo player, basically, for us low-elo, the game is hard. High-elo players just gain resources without doing anything. It feels like the game is easier for them. If I was playing on Yomi's shoes, I would have no production, no units.
I mean, if you lose map control on, like, some sort of gold in the center map with Romans, would you ever think about light cap? Like, that's just the state of mind they're in, right? Like, that's why these players are better than us, but...
I have no idea I was saying that out loud, yes. How is Yomi still in the game? And we see now that Elbanovic is going for some annoying raids everywhere with some light cap here, some light cap there. And those raids over time can start tipping the skill in
but
his favor.
I think Yomi is trying to do the same thing. If you look to the right, there's like a bunch of stables coming up. So I think we're at the point in the game where both players are like, yeah, this is a stalemate. We're gonna have to tip the scales just by sending units into the opponent's eco, distracting him, like buying time.
89 on food for Yomi. 89.
That's gonna be a lot of light cap still.
And how many? And 16 scorpions without gold.
And Yomi killed so many villagers with those light cap in Elbanovic's space.
Yeah.
This is so well played. I'm so impressed by Yomi at that point.
Yeah, the... Oh, I would like to see... what's the... Chemistry for the scorpions as well.
I mean, chemistry, and I mean, he has a castle up. Maybe he can bank up the resources somehow to go for the ballista attack.
Yeah.
We have some light cap being AFK in Yomi's base. Maybe we should send it forward. Maybe they're there intentionally, but I don't think so, behind the castle. At this point, I'm not sure. He's not at 200 pop, but if Yomi ever makes it to 200 mob, he could delete the fire ships. And as we see, Elbanovic moving out, trying to pressure again on the right side. Yomi is sending in another 12 light cap to raid on the gold this time, which is a pretty good move.
This has been an incredible set. This is only the second match, and I'm already blown away by these two players. Okay, something happened with your voice. I don't know what. Sorry.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, no, it's on my side. No worries. It's on my side because you sound clear to me. So it's my PC.
I sound good to you?
Yeah, to me you sound perfect always. It's my PC.
Apparently I'm trying to summon demons. Running fetch.
Yeah, this game is incredible. How is this game? How is this game still running? Servbot, sorry. And it's for me you sound clear, so it's definitely something on my dying computer. I'm going to restart. How is this a game exactly, Arbit? And feel free to keep chatting.
I mean that's a 200 euro difference. Get right. Like you have the instinct to hold on to find the right solution for all problems.
Yes. And this is it's like I'm hypnotized by this. The units moving back and forth.
Yeah, I mean too. Like I've sold out at this point.
Yeah.
So
This is like a dance. It's hypnotic.
It's like a fever dream. Honestly.
How? I mean, Elbanovic is here in chat. How tired were you at this point? This feels like you would go into match
like,
3 already
honestly,
exhausted.
Like, this game lasted longer than my entire quarterfinal against Megafish.
Yeah, but Yomi is now running out of villagers. I feel like finally Elbanovic is going to win this.
Yeah, I mean, the score tells you one story, but then he still has 30 more economy units. I mean, both players' ecos aren't really up to imp standards. The only thing that Elbanovic has is being top captain imp, while Yomi is struggling to stay above the 100 mark, and I think that's slowly but surely going to be the tipping point where he's going to be like, yeah, let's go next.
Yeah.
But we thought that during this game 2 or 3 times already, so... Oh, he's calling it. Okay.
Oh, GG. And imagine, they have an average APM of 50, 40. Imagine playing at this High-Elo for this long.
That was something, man.
I'm tired. I didn't play this match and I'm exhausted for these players. Yomi produced almost 400 light cav.
That's crazy. That is just crazy, but it was really well played by both. Like, I'm really impressed with how well Yomi was able to hold on there. Yeah, I think he got close. I think he got very close to clawing his way back into this game. And
if you look at eco, Yomi has almost double the food, but Elbanovic with 30k gold against 6k. This shows the entire picture of the game right here. It's absurd.
And what this also shows is you can beat players of higher elo. Like, higher elo is no guarantee of a win or lose. Like, it's just... You can think of it as, like, he is more likely to win, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, he still has to play and beat you, right? And if you play properly, you can beat him.
Yeah, there's some statistical analysis. Like, elo has, like, a mathematical meaning. Yeah. And there's... Like, even if it's 300 elo difference, it's mathematically possible for you to win a set. And this also goes for tomorrow, for the grand finals. We know that T90 is the favorite, but... who knows? Who knows?
I mean, shout out to Elbanovic. That was very well played here. But one thing I'd like to know, if we have the guy in chat, Elbanovic, did this feel like a win?
That's a great question.
Like, after this game, did you feel like you won this game? Or, like, what was your feeling after this?
Just felt defeat.
Because sometimes when I have those messy, long, drawn-out games, like, I felt I was losing the entire time, and then my opponent somehow caused GG at some point, and it still felt like I was losing.
Yeah, but even worse, imagine if you are Elbanovic and you lost the game. You fought for 1 hour and 15 minutes ahead, and then you lost. At that point... that question felt like this.
No, I was actually curious because sometimes when I get heavily siege pushed and I basically have my camera in my base for 30 minutes and then my opponent calls it GG, like I still felt like I was losing the entire time. Like, I don't know, it's just how it feels for me sometimes. That's why I was curious, but yeah.
Yeah, are we saying best of fives? I'm glad we don't have best of sevens on this tournament. I've played best of sevens before. Best of fives are already such a long marathon. People
Yeah,
think,
exactly.
compared to best of three, for example, people think, oh, it's one or two more games. It makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, and then you look back in the past, like 2 or 3 years ago, NAC3, it was a LAN event. The games took longer because the game was slower, and they played a best of 11 grand final. Like, how the fuck are they doing it? Like,
Yeah,
I really.
at that point, it's like it's not who plays better; it's who has the most stamina. It's an endurance run.
Yeah, and they were sick as well in that event. Like, that's even on top of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a 2 or 3 minute break to get something to drink
Okay, yeah.
and go to the
Sounds like a
bathroom.
great
Yeah,
idea. Yeah, I'll also take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, this is a long set.
yeah,
I'm going to
perfect.
go to the break scene. Be right back, everyone.
Sure.
And hello, everyone. We are back from the break, and I'm not going to show the brackets just for the simple reason that I'm afraid it will crash. I feel like opening softwares and tabbing out and everything, so I won't show the drafts again. Just to play it safe. And we have Yomi, it's funny. Elbanovic was here in chat until now. Elbanovic just left and Yomi just joined. So maybe Yomi and Elbanovic are both Hera playing on two computers at the same time. We don't see them both in chat at the same time, so...
Yeah, I think Elbanovic unfortunately had to leave.
yeah, he had to
Go to
go
sleep, right?
rest. Yeah, but now we have Yomi, and I've already opened up the next match. Because
Yeah, me too. I'm at. Oh, you're in 10. I'm gonna match you.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready anytime.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and welcome to the third match of this best of 5 set from T90's Community Cup, a very high Elo match. And here in the north, playing as the Burgundians, we have none other than Elbanovic. And in the south, playing as the Koreans, we have Yomi, the higher Elo player, the favorite to win this set, but anything can happen. And first of all, I want to ask you, what do you think of this map and what do you think of this matchup?
First of all, the map I really like because it's it's sort of arena-ish, but not entirely. Like there's still a lot of more layers to it than just simply play arena. Also, Koreans are a little bit of a weird pick. I think that's more aiming towards like some sort of fast castle and to castle drop into war wagons, maybe, to go through the middle. While I think Burgundians are more of the slower economy variety, but Burgundians make perfect sense here. I think it's one of the best civs. You have a lot of relics on the map, it's 9 in total that they can make use of. Of course, like Burgundians have great eco, they have great units, like their gunpowder does more damage, they have access to paladin, they have like a very good stable to spam and cavalry from the sides in the late game. I really like Burgundians, but I still think that Koreans can make something happen before Burgundians get to play their like smooth economy game towards the late game.
Yeah, exactly. Burgundians want to if Burgundians reach the late game with the farms giving gold and everything, and if they get some relics to boost that up, they can be unstoppable. But I feel like, yeah, Koreans are one of the civs to not allow that to happen. With the food trucks and everything, and I feel like Yomi is going to play this very aggressive. I mean,
he has to, right? Like either a tower rush or a castle drop forward.
Yeah.
The thing on this map, like on arena, if you get castle dropped, it's very dangerous because you can easily just run out of space. On this map, what this map offers you in those cases is that you can expand towards the sides. So, like you don't immediately die to a castle.
Yeah, the thing is, on the flip side of things, you can also get castle dropped from the side.
True, you can. I mean, what Koreans could do, and I'm just spitballing here, like you could stonewall off the sides with a sneaky villager and then castle drop forward, or do it the other way, just castle drop forward and stonewall off the sides to make him unable to expand. That could be funny. I don't think we're going to see anything like this, of course. But I definitely think that Yomi is going to have some plan to end this early in Castle Age.
Yeah, I agree. How about this strat? Elbanovic goes fast, Field will go scout rush. Ooh. Now that will catch him. Yeah, but you talked about arena, and I'm not the biggest arena fan. And I was so surprised because when I saw this map, I was like, oh, it's Arena 2.0. I feel like this map is nothing like Arena. The flow is, I mean, of course it has similarities, but the game flow with the relics on the outside and the inside, the amount of options, I feel like this map is so much better than Arena in comparison.
I think until mid-Castle Age it is Arena, and then the shape of the map starts to change the dynamic up a bit.
Yeah.
Because from that point forward you just can't play it like a standard Arena anymore. Which is why I really like or to prefer this map over Arena, because it just has more layers of complexity added towards it.
Yeah, and I think it's the only map that I never played in the tournament, because I always banned it because I'm not good at.
I mean, especially the lower the elo, the more like all those sort of all-in or cheese strategies are like working, right? Like it's just easier to die to those things if you don't have experience and know what to do against it.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those charts that if you are very low elo, then cheese and crazy strategies are very efficient. And then if you are mid elo, just playing solid counters then. But then if you are high elo, the cheese works again because you are so good and you can adapt from it. So I feel like at this elo and at low elo, cheese and craziness works.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree on that. We did see Elbanovic picking up double bid-X fairly early. Usually you can do it around pop 13 if your build is smooth, which is already transitioning into a roughly a little bit more than 200 resources collectively. That's how powerful the Burgundian economy is. We see, as to be expected, Yomi already transitioning to stone. He is not making his way up to a fast feudal age yet, so we probably won't see a tower rush, and I think this is just going to be a standard fat castle to drop.
Yeah, castle drop in the side.
You think the side or do you think the middle?
The side. It will be I haven't seen this match before, but something tells me it will be a castle drop in the side.
You really think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not sure if that's the right play, because like even if you can relocate, putting a castle to the side makes your opponent be able to relocate in the middle. If he does it, I think he's going to castle drop twice. He's going to put one down on the side or in the middle and then follow it up quickly with another one on like
the other, yeah.
He didn't put the first one, yeah.
Yomi still hasn't switched up to feudal.
No.
Side is slow. Yeah, true, it can be a little bit slow, but then you have that war wagon production on your opponents.
Now, the question I have is every fast castle into castle drop called a phosphoro these days, or is there like some sort of, I don't know, different layers to it? Like, do we call this a phosphoro or not? I don't think so, because we're farming with.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we should only attribute to phosphoro the specific strategies that he created. Nah, not an arena. Yeah, and also...
Yeah, but Arbase, it's not arena. If he castles the side, he can just easily push him anyway, like... A phosphor need to be 20 pop, no new wills. Oh yeah, you stop will production on a phosphorus? Are you doing that?
Yeah, and...
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? You don't need the food.
Yeah.
So we see Market Blacksmith, which is interesting, which usually tells us that he's not going to fight for relics with Lightcav. That's interesting. But that's probably because he might be expecting Koreans to have more map control with a castle drop anyway, so maybe that's an adaptation at this point. Because usually Burgundians can play pretty well into Lightcav and Monks, but maybe he's deciding to not play the standard game in order to not die too easily to the Koreans.
Yeah, and this will be a very good fast castle time.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But yeah, Yomi... I was about to say, Yomi already on the way to castle? No, Yomi's on the way to feudal.
Oh, he's on the way to feudal age. And I think he is overshot a little bit on the food production here, or because he will have a lot of food.
Yeah.
Way more than he is going to need. I think that build is a bit sloppy. I think he could have pulled it off a little bit faster.
I couldn't do it better for sure, but
no, I think maybe that's even intentional to delay a bit to gather more resources, because he's also overshooting on stone. I think he's going to double castle. I think
Oh,
I think that's intentional. I think that's intentional.
Yeah, at this Elo, I think, and especially that Yomi is the higher Elo player of the two, and this is Yomi's home map, so I think this is all intentional.
I do think it is. I was just thinking about what he's going to do, and I think he is delaying his castle age intentionally to gather more resources for a double castle.
Yeah, one on the front, one at the back. We were both trying to guess. The answer is both. Why not both?
Yeah, probably. Maybe it's faster, who knows? But
well, it is intentional, yes.
It is intentional,
that's the good thing about having the players. Yeah, this Elo, usually...
Yeah, that's the thing, like, usually you're like, oh, he overshot, like, it's a bit sloppy, you know, because we've only watched, like, the Night Bracket play out, and that's, like, straps like us, but... Those guys actually know what they're doing, and they're actually decent in execution as well, so we're gonna have to assume that some things that we find weird are actually intentional. Yeah,
that's the fun thing. You talk about our bracket. When I watch our own bracket, I have a mixed feeling of we are amazing and we are horrible at the same time. It's
Yeah,
so
exactly.
strange.
100%. And the funny thing about 1400 Elo is, like, we're all good at different things.
Yeah. And we are all
That's
bad at
really
different things as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've seen 1400 players like macro and quick ball like Viper, but then just completely screw up strategy.
Yeah, we see like I've seen it as well. They split the archers, they do everything, and then you look at the idle TC time and it's been idle for 10 minutes. Things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we are very good at some things and we're very bad at other things. Like,
And Berwin is saying, I saw you horrible yesterday. Yes, I mean, it's part of it. I played the first match well.
Bergwin, cut him some slack. He was on vacation and didn't really play a lot. Like, he was rusty. He's allowed to be.
Yes. Now, I just wanted to... Oh! I was not expecting this castle.
I think that's just for...
Oh.
I think that has to be a production castle.
Yeah,
then,
two
right?
castles, two defensive castles. This is... Tactical tea time will get even more sick if it saw this. Poor guy.
Is this to hide the castles? Are we going to see some sort of like double castle petard breakthrough into like?
Yeah, Yomi watching the cast probably was laughing so hard because we were both so wrong in the castle.
Yeah, I think Yomi just wants TTT to have a heart attack. Yeah, I think our base is right.
Yeah.
Like, if T-Time sees this, he would immediately try to wake up from the nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, he should be glad that he's not casting this.
Yeah. Yeah, but we see the war wagons, and the Bulgarian player is just adding 30C, just booming. And I've never seen two castle war wagon push, so I do wonder how strong is this. This is not something I've seen before.
At this point, I am expecting him to go petards in order to break through. Like...
Yeah, one petard is enough to break the walls, just one.
And there, he already queues it up. So, now's the question, because Elbanovic has monks on the field. Do monks need redemption in order to convert petards?
Ooh, do monks convert petards?
I mean it's a siege unit, technically.
That sounds like a question for...
Do they? Yeah, I'm asking chat right now because I have no idea. Like, I'm not trying to be smart here and be like, oh, chat doesn't know. Like, I don't know myself. Like, maybe chat.
I only discovered today, before the stream, that monks can convert towers. I had no idea.
With redemption, really?
Yeah, because I know they can't convert castles, TCs. They can convert towers, watchtowers.
Can we convert petards without redemption? They do not need redemption? Okay. That's kind of weird because it has to be a siege unit, right?
Yeah.
That will be a cool quiz for a cool quiz question. I think I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see now the action is starting to happen. We see the war wagons. We have a few monks in the field, but I think it's enough war wagons to snipe the monks before any meaningful conversion comes in. The petards are on the move. We see double castle Korean war wagons. Oh, this is very strong. This is very scary.
Yeah. Oh, 10. This is 1500 health on war wagons already. The monks.
War wagons are coming in, probably being able to deny some of this walling behind from Elbanovic. The monks are cleared up. The petards are just waiting for their opportunity to come in.
Yeah. And probably thinking of the right.
And what do you even do if you're Elbanovic in this situation?
Yeah, true. I would be so.
Do you go Magnus? Do you go double monastery preemptively against this? Like.
Yeah, I would be panicking. We've seen Yomi resisting panic.
Well, I think this you have to sniff out or scout and just react like preemptively. Yeah. I think he's doing the right thing, but he's doing too late. I think going double monastery defense is the only thing you can do against this, but he's doing it too late.
The mangonel gets sniped right as it spawns.
Yeah. This is going to be really messy, really quick, man.
I love being an Age of Empires caster. I'm glad my PC is working enough for us to cast this.
I mean, this has to be so frustrating. Like, you're markering on 3TC with Burgundians.
This is why Elbanovic left the stream before.
And suddenly
this
you
game.
have 20 war wagons just camping your base, and the TCs won't even kill them in time. So basically, your entire economy is idle.
Yeah. At this point, you're like, this is supposed to be a closed map.
Look at this. His whole economy is idle. Look at the bar at the top. I've never seen something like this.
Yeah,
his
14.
entire economy is idle.
And at this point, you're like, what do I do now?
Elbanovic did wall out those war wagons, like that was very good. He had great awareness there to just, like, basically plug the hole in the gap, which is now open again. Like, how do you even, like, he's completely dead to this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And as I said, this is why Elbanovic left the stream. He knew this game was coming. He didn't want to relive this moment.
How much pierce armor do those war wagons actually have? Wait, it's 3 plus 2, that's 5. Yeah, that's 5 is a lot in castle age. Yeah, 5 is a lot.
150 health.
Yeah, that's so much effective HP with that 5 pierce armor that they were just basically never dying. Yeah.
And Yomi only 2 minutes of idle TC time, which is very little for this kind of scrappy game.
I mean, he's only on 1 TC anyway, right?
Yeah,
but he doesn't really need a lot of food, so it's kind of easy to keep it up.
Yeah, but this is why I say that the insane plays start being good once again once you reach High-Elo.
This is crazy. I mean, Elbanovic is desperately trying to queue up some mangonels, but I don't think they're going to do much.
And I have said, High-Elo players on this map are so entertaining. This is one of my favorite maps to cast. And before the tournament I was not expecting to say something like that, but here we are. The monks go out, they get 2 conversions, so that was nice, and 2...
Honestly, I'm going to look at this rack, and I think I'm just going to learn this build, and I'm going to unban Arena from my ranked map pool. Because I feel like this is how it feels like. It feels like I can do this, right?
Yeah, and at our Elo, this would be devastating.
Yeah, I can finally unban Arena. Because I feel like this works against any strat, really. Like, it works against Boom. And the defensive castle is very smart in hindsight, because usually if you put a castle forward while your opponent is heavy on light cav, you might not get the castle up. But if you just go for defensive castle, and then you just go for the wagon spam, your opponent won't ever be able to stop this.
Yeah, and we see a second TC now added for Yomi. Yeah, this strat made for against Arena meta, yes. I can completely see that.
Yeah, because there's no castle age opening that beats this. You have to go double monastery monks preemptively. That's the only way to counter this. It's the same for Spanish castle drop.
Yeah, we see 9 wagons here, more on the way. The war wagon production does not stop.
Elbanovic might be able to stabilize, but even with this all-in approach, Yomi already has a villager lead. It's a 7-vill lead with that 1 TC versus 3.
Yeah, but Elbanovic somehow is back in the game. It's still a very hard
castle
game.
drop beats it. Yeah, I agree. Putting a defensive castle up probably
would have
probably beats the entire push. Yeah.
Yeah, especially this is not Arena, because you can go around. If this was actually Arena, I feel like this would be a little bit still very strong. But this is.
I mean, maybe the players would go against this that drop a castle on you, like Korean, Spanish, and such. Maybe the play is just to go for FC into defensive castle yourself, just to be safe, maybe.
Yeah, and we see so many villagers going down, and Elbanovic is reaching the point where Yomi is booming behind this. Elbanovic is reaching the point where he's getting, even if he survives, he's out of the game just based on Nico alone. This
has to feel so frustrating though, because he is doing the right things, he's just doing them too late. Like, Double Monastery is a beautiful reaction, it's just...
Yeah.
We won't ever get to monk numbers.
I don't even know what to say. And we had the previous game where it was like that over an hour game that was very on an open map, and it was a very slow. And now we transition to this, the fastest match on the closed map. And once again, the eco will go down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still impressed that Elbanovic plays on like this. I would have resigned like 10 minutes ago.
I think, yeah, I would not have resigned just because it's a tournament. And I would have, I mean, people who saw my semifinals yesterday know that I'm also a slow resigner because I want to win.
Maybe he has a feeling that this is some sort of all-in thing where if he just survives, he can somehow claw his way back. Because, like, he probably is hoping that Yomi might only be on 3TC, that his score is only that high because of his military production, that he still has an eco lead, but like he doesn't have an eco lead by a long shot. Like,
yeah, probably he thinks, oh, maybe Yomi has some idle TC time behind this, and Yomi does have, but it's so small.
And this castle it feels so bad.
This castle from Yomi. It's like, okay, now it's time for the aggressive castles. Now that's the forward castle.
I mean, for now, all the monks and the mangonels are trying to fend this off. That might be his last stand. We get one conversion, we get mangonels shooting, and a lot of HP missing on those wagons. 2 more of them go down, 3 more of them go down. But I think we don't have enough to defend this. The mangonel goes down, there's another one coming. Maybe he can stabilize here?
And now this will be the get out of my game castle.
Yeah, I think so too. The thing is, he has walled off the sides, but that doesn't matter when the wagons are already in your eco.
Yeah. And the war wagons have broken through the sides. Both sides are down.
And we're back to have the ecos idle.
Yeah. What is this game? I wish that castle was a tower instead. But this way you can have 3 castles producing war wagons. Towers don't produce war wagons. Why do you want towers? I'm just joking, John. Taking down the blacksmith. Elbanovic running away to add another PC.
And that's one of the advantages you have over arenas, that you can actually relocate.
Yeah. And this is the first time we see Yomi being the one to go full in on attack.
Yeah.
And oh, this castle can also be to produce petards.
That is true, yeah. I mean, we get to solid monk numbers, but the economy is just simply not there anymore.
Yeah.
For Burgundians, we have Koreans in a 7k resource lead.
Yeah, and Yomi has clicked up to castle, to imp. That's such a power move.
Yes, it actually is. That's true.
Yomi's army, 1 petard, 22 war wagons. Oh, a lot of monks there.
Oh, we're trying to go for conversions. Are we? Oh no, that wasn't good. We have so many monks clicked on the units at the same time.
Yeah.
And he lost conversion juice on so many monks. He only converted 2.
Yeah, the mango shots there were very nice. The problem is, this is very, this was kind of an inefficient trade. Okay. And
yeah, he's calling it GG, and rightfully so, because he can trade 3 for 1 with wagons versus mangonels for days, and like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, 72. What's this army? Oh, I only need. Does Yomi have a single military production? No barracks. No. Not
okay,
even
that's
a barracks.
Interesting. Today we learned that capture age counts converted units into your own production, so both players.
Yes! I did not know that.
Elbanovic, as Burgundians, produced 11 war wagons.
This is one of those screenshots for out of context Age of Empires.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna screenshot that.
Yeah, go ahead. This is so good. I knew we
This
had.
is, this is, this, I think this is the first thing on our Discord that's gonna be the first post in the memes section. Because, like, can you spot the mistake?
Yes.
Something doesn't match up here.
Yeah. And monks and petards being the two of the most produced units in the game. Oh, see ya
like,
later, Arbase. Always a
Burgundian war wagons, like,
pleasure.
why not?
Now this was, and it's as I say, if you don't like, for example, the meta of 3TC boom, we each go for our own thing. If you don't like to play a game, don't play it. It's like you can change the meta, you can, and this is a great way to break a meta.
This is beautiful, because this is only beaten by either double monastery monks or dropping a defensive castle in your base. And honestly, especially at lower elos, people just don't do that on arena. So this opening beats every single thing except those two things.
Yeah, no, watching this game was
perfect
like
anti-meta.
Yeah, it's one of those games that if this was a T90 video or a Hera video, next week, every single time you queued into arena, you would fight against this. I'm glad my channel is smaller, because if my channel was bigger, everyone would be doing this.
That's true. I mean, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm going to look at this and copy the build, basically.
Yeah. Those of you who are here watching, now you know the secret build. Now you know how to go. If you are part of the final of TCC, now go and win the final with this. This is our secret.
John Wirtz says, would Elite Skirms do okay here? Not at that point, no.
Yeah, I think you need.
The thing is, Elite Skirms don't work if you're already committed to 3TC in early Castle Age, because going 3TC plus Elite Skirm, you're just not going to be able to afford. That's the problem. Like, you would have... Either you stay on 1TC and defend, or maybe 2TC with Mangonels and Skirms, or just 2TC Skirms, but definitely not 3TC with Skirms.
And Spearman can fight against, but the problem is the War Wagons can just kite them and...
Yeah, I think so too. I think the thing is, he only moved out once he had like 7, 8, or maybe 10 of them. And at that point, spears don't do anything anymore.
Oh, and also, Mortis, welcome to the stream, of course. Today, when I'm co-casting, I don't say hello and welcome to everyone, and this is being such a good...
I mean, you can if you want to. Like.
No, I prefer, because we have our own flow. People who are around here know that usually, when it's me alone, I try to say to everyone, when it's a co-casting, I mean, it can break the flow of the conversation and everything, so...
Yeah.
War Wagons are classified as scav, okay. And I'm going you can keep talking. I'm going to load in the next match.
I'm already at 5 seconds in.
Okay.
And we are going to Coast.
Coast to Mountain, and we do see the Mongols here. Oh, so Mongols are very strong here, and we may see Yomi sealing the 3-1 here. By the way, this strat is famous on... Oh, I've never faced against that strategy, never. But I also don't play a lot of closed maps. And are you ready to start the match? Hello? Sardas?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready, I'm at 5.
Okay,
you can count down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And hello everyone, welcome back to this amazing set we are casting. I'm having a blast here, and this is T90's Community Cup, Champions Loser Bracket, and here in the south we have Yomi playing as the Mongols, and in the north we have Elbanovic playing as the Chinese. And I've never seen Chinese on this map.
I am very happy to see Chinese on this map finally, because when I played the tournament, I also practiced with Chinese here. And as soon as the TC finishes, you get the +3 villagers instantly, and you can instantly put 9 villagers onto food, which means the Chinese start is very strong here.
Oh,
it's very strong.
I'm currently practicing with the Chinese. I wish I knew this before I got eliminated.
No, the thing is, like, on this map, Chinese have a very different opening from a usual Chinese opening.
Yeah.
Because you can send to food very, very fast after the TC goes up. Let's see how... I mean, you basically have a huge villager lead from the beginning, which Chinese are all about.
Yeah, so we have two powerhouses of a civ here in this map. Mongols versus Chinese. I feel like these are two of the best civs in the game.
I still think that Mongols is crazy good on this map.
Yeah.
Like, you should always ban them if you don't pick them yourselves, if that map's in the draft, but let's see what Elbanovic might come up here.
Yes. And of course, Yomi here, a player from Japan, and watashi wa nihongo o benkyou shite imasu. Demo watashi no nihongo wa mada jouzu janai. Demo ganbatte Yomi-san.
Yeah, that's what I'm always saying, right?
Because we have a player from Japan, I need
Just
to take
kidding.
the opportunity to.
I know exactly what you just said. You might have called your co-caster a total idiot. Like, how would I know?
No. Just wanted to it's not every day that I cast a player from Japan, so I wanted to flex a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, the mandatory Japanese. But my Japanese is not that good. I'm basically studying and learning, but I do like learning languages and cultures and everything.
So we see Elbanovic already putting up a dock, which is to be expected on this map. I expect Yomi to maybe do the same. Maybe Yomi is one of the players who's like, okay, there's so much hunt and I'm Mongols, I don't need the water. Maybe that's the thought process here, or maybe he's just going to dock a bit later. Let's see.
I've seen Mongols, and some players defend that you should ignore water with Mongols, at least for a while.
I
Okay.
don't think you should ignore it. I still think you should incorporate it into your feudal build, because Water Echo is just a crazy boost, because it adds to your villager production. Like, it's still a second TC in some ways. But I think as soon as you hit feudal age, or as soon as you make your way to castle age, I don't think you should invest a lot into water and transition to land aggression. If your opponent fights you in water, be happy with it and just kill him on land.
Yeah.
I think that's the right approach here.
Yomi recognized my Japanese is at least decent, so woohoo! But yeah, I think I agree with you. Don't overcommit on water with the Mongols. I prefer even to focus on denying your opponent's water rather than defending your own. Like, if your opponent is going fast, is going fires to your eco, add your own fire and go to their eco. Don't fight them.
Yeah, or maybe just let your fish die. Just go for maybe 3 or 4 fishing ships, let your opponent invest into land, and then use the insane Mongol, like, step Lancer power spike in early castle age to just completely kill them. Like, let them fight on water. If they don't have anything on land, they're just gonna die to Lancers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we do see both players playing this very solid. Bactrian Camel loses a little bit of health for Yomi, but long distance hunting for the Chinese, for Elbanovic.
Like, sometimes when I look at this map from a bird perspective, I think that the one who created the map just forgot to put something in the middle. Like,
Yeah.
it always feels like something has to be there, like shorefish or like extra something. Like, there's just nothing in the middle.
Yeah, it creates such a strange dynamic, because even if you want to go for the aggression and everything, this is a very open map, but the openness is counterbalanced by the distance. You need to...
Yeah, but the thing is, the map is open in spaces where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's closed off by wood lines in the space that actually does matter, which is usually the mountains. Because you can easily wall, like, even a few wood lines in front of where you're taking resources from. So suddenly, where the resources are, it's easily defended with walls, while the rest is completely open, but it just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
As we see a barracks coming up from Elbanovic, so he wants to try to go for land military here.
Yeah, we see the second dock for Yomi, actually. So Yomi investing more into water than Elbanovic.
That's weird. The thing with Mongols, if you play water, you can do so and use the early uptime that you get from the hunt to be earlier to water. That's something that you have seen on Bay, which is why Mongols is one of the best civs, or considered to be one of the best civs on maps like Bay, because they're just so early to the feudal age in order to fight for the water.
Yeah, and yeah, I definitely agree. And what was I thinking? I lost my train of thought for a second there.
Yeah, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
No. I thank you. I like to have good conversations, and you're a good co-caster. Don't worry about that. I'm having a blast. And yeah, we see there's still one elephant for both players that neither have taken. And yeah, this map is very peculiar. I know what I was going to say. There are some maps, for example, Fractal. I feel like players right now we are reaching the final. It's the final week. Players have figured out Fractal. I feel like Fractal has like a lot of options, but players know what those options are. I feel like some maps are getting figured out. I feel like Ghost to Mountain is still on the early stages. I feel like most players still don't know how to tackle this map.
Yeah, I think so, because it's a weird thing of, first of all, you have to expand from the start. Like, you can't just take, like, maps like Atacama and Acropolis, for example, like, you start with a small wood line and then you only have to expand later. On this map, it's a weird mix of, like, Nomad start, plus you have to expand right away, plus you have to fight for water as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's really weird. Like, I'm still haven't figured out what the best approach is. We've seen a lot of fast castle into unique unit in the beginning of the tournament. We've rarely seen any sort of feudal aggression. I'm not quite sure what the play is, to be honest.
I only played this map once and I won it with feudal aggression. All in, that match wasn't cast, all in full archer pressure. Oh!
Yeah, and I think what makes Mongols especially dangerous here, like, they can have such a great uptime, fight for the water, and still be up to castle age, like, in no time because of all the hunt on the map.
Yeah, and Yomi brings up a good point. That's why, that's the kind of thing that at High-Elo we forget. Yeah, he's playing against the Chinese. Chinese start with an eco lead. That's why he went to water, to even out the eco. That's the thought behind it. That's...
Yeah, he's using Mongols perfectly here, and Elbanovic is going for a little bit of a scout play. He's trying to batter down those walls, and if he gets in, that could be a huge problem for Yomi. He's doing a mistake because not all the scouts are hitting at the same spot. He will still break in eventually, and that might be a bit of a problem. We might have to see some quick walls here.
Yeah. And Yomi is about to get full water control. He's taking down the only dog that Elbanovic has. We see the spearman there targeting the scouts, both players.
And now he is in. The question is, Yomi reacts right away with beautiful quick balls. He still has an opening to the bottom, so these quick balls don't do anything, and he's in. That's... It's not that many scouts, so he can still fight this off with loomed villagers. He can even afford to lose one or two because he has the water control.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, scouts always look more intimidating than they are.
That is true. Especially when you watch players like Hera, he's just always gonna, I'm just gonna poke you with villagers, it's fine.
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, there's one thing is fully upgraded scouts and things like that. Yeah, they can start shredding you, but yeah, without bloodlines, just naked feudal scouts, they are not that strong. Your villagers can fight that back.
That's true, yeah.
I would be panicking so hard, and Yomi is making this defense look so easy.
Yeah, I think the higher the elo, the progressively worse scout opening gets, because people are just going to be confident and fighting back with wills. And also, I think scouts in lower elo are forcing way too much idle time and reaction and attention by your opponent, which they don't do anymore in higher elos.
Yes. When I play against scouts, they don't kill my villagers. Okay, maybe they kill one or two, but then they kill 4 or 5 in idle TC. Yeah, they kill 5 villagers in idle TC time, quote unquote.
Yeah, exactly. They're just annoying, like annoying mosquitoes, right? Like, and you just have to deal with those in any way, and then. Yeah,
and every single time reaction, the spears are going to get some more nice bugs. Yeah, these scouts, the game is different at this elo.
Exactly my point. Yomi has 10 idle villagers at the mill because he's busy dealing with the scouts. That's exactly what scouts do.
Yeah.
Like, they draw your attention, and only now he's moving.
Okay, Elbanovic is the first to reach. Yomi has full water control with 3 fishing ships. And the scouts are low, they try to find a villager there, but the spearman will chase.
You could even argue that he might have overinvested into 5 fire galleys there if his opponents didn't fight back. But
the walls. The quick walls. Yeah, that's another thing. Walls are not that efficient against archers, they are against scouts. But we see forward siege from Elbanovic.
I like it.
Yeah, I also like it.
Like, that's just what you do on high... Oh, we see triple range. That's going to be CA, isn't it? He's going to go for fletching, triple range. Is this CA?
He's adding
Is this
a
PA or is it
regular-
crossbow? Because we
Crossbow,
don't see
yeah.
a stable. We don't see a stable for bloodlines. No, I mean not. I mean from Yomi.
Oh, Yomi.
He doesn't have a stable for bloodlines, so I want. Yeah, it's still cavalry archers. It's triple range. They attack faster with Mongols. We see Elbanovic now going for siege and crossbow tag.
Yeah.
Already harassing the woodline. And I really like this because on hybrid maps, if you lose the water, you want to go all in, usually on land. You want to put heavy pressure because you have to compensate for that water that you lost.
Yeah, this is so devastating. And hello Bjorn, welcome to the stream. Yes, so good to be here in Age of Empire. But yeah, Elbanovic going for using the castle timing to go for this pressure, and
Yeah.
Cav archers won't have a great time here. I feel like maybe just go around and pressure your opponent.
Yeah, I think you have to. Like, what I would like to see from Elbanovic, knowing that he's up against CA, maybe instead of going only Mangonels, you mix in a few Scorpions, because Scorpions are amazing at dealing with CA.
Yeah.
What this siege push achieves is, first of all, it doesn't give Yomi time to get to his critical CA mass, and secondly, he's trying to obviously compensate for the lack of water eco. So I think it's definitely the right approach again, and we've once again see Elbanovic in the more aggressive
Yes.
position, because he has to be.
Yeah, and this map is hard to defend, and the TC is so isolated from the rest of the economy. Whatever decision you make, you need to commit.
I mean, Yomi, if he doesn't find a solution to this quickly, he might be down to no TC gaming.
Yeah. And this...
I mean, he has the resources to put down a TC at the top, maybe, but...
This just scaled out of control so quickly. It's insane.
He's trying to engage the Mangonels. That's gonna be dangerous.
Yes. And no ballist. Yeah, without ballistics, they are so much harder to use. Try. Yeah, picking off the reinforcements is great.
Oh,
but...
that's such a great and underrated move. I don't see... so many players don't do this.
And Hera has told me, actually, in a lot of games, don't even put your rally point forward. Rally point is in your base to deal with counters, and then when you have enough units to move forward, you move forward in groups instead of doing the conga line.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And all this TC position is a bit... it's a sneaky TC.
I mean, it is, and on the hunt it makes some sort of sense, but only short term.
Yeah.
Oh, this is scary. This is very scary. Elbanovic is still on a timer because he's still up against Mongols, which have amazing late game and are still fishing on the water. We are adding a third and a second and a third TC now in the south for Elbanovic.
Yeah, but Yomi's economy now... Yomi did cause some damage with the CA, but Yomi's economy...
Oh, he's in... Oh, that's ugly. He has to relocate his entire economy now.
Yeah. And what...
Barely able to afford this lumber camp.
Do you know what shocks me right now in this game? How is it 2 to 4 eco KD? How have they lost so little villagers when the match is this crazy?
I mean, these are just good players. Oh, those Mangonels could get a lot of good shots off.
Oh, and those villagers there are... Yeah, they need to relocate again.
Oh, this is ugly. He doesn't even have the wood for a second lumber camp. He has to drop off this. He has to drop off this wood, otherwise he's dead.
Oh. Yeah.
He doesn't have the wood. Does he have a market?
Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, no.
He doesn't have a market.
No market and no wood.
He does not have a market. He can't drop it off.
Okay, now that's...
This is terrible.
That's a win condition we don't see often. Oof.
He can't afford a lumber camp. That's terrible.
And he was microing the archers, but now they can, because of the... Elbanovic has the TCs.
How does that deliver those games with such consistency?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly. Yeah, this set is being amazing.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, we see some... Yomi added some knights now.
Yomi has no TC on the map. Oh no, he has one. He has one to the left.
One on the edge of... I didn't see that. And yeah, we've talked a lot about Elo, this just goes to show whoever wins tonight, Elbanovic can't go home and say, "Oh, I lost because of Elo." No, he put up such a good fight.
I mean, we are in an Elo where both players are actually very good at the game.
Yeah.
Like, a 700 also does know very well what he's doing. Like, it's not that he's a terrible player because he likes the Elo, right? Like, he's still very good.
Yeah. And they are even almost even on villagers. How I'm speechless. I'm glad you are talking. You said, "Oh, I'm talking a lot." I'm glad you are talking a lot because these players leave me speechless.
Yeah, but the thing, my voice is getting tired and exhausted.
Oh no worries. Now I can go for casting bats of 5 is hard, but yeah, lack of ballistics. But they are both doing such an amazing job in this game.
So well played by Elbanovic. Like, one thing I like about Elbanovic, like, he's good at figuring out win conditions. He might not be able to, like, he might not be in a good spot in most of the games, but he realizes what his win conditions are.
And oh, hello, Rise and Dragon Gaming. One of the he's dipping his toes into casting Age of Empires as well recently.
I know, he has the caster role at the specialist Discord.
Oh, let's go.
He's already in there.
And we see, splitting the crossbows, going to this wood line. I feel like this is Elbanovic's game. Yomi is doing a great job.
We are actually, or probably going to see a 5th game between those two.
Yeah. And it's just going to a game 5. Yeah, you know that he doesn't have a good eco, but yeah, this TC has 10 villagers. It's isolated, and soon they will all pop out. The water is getting less and less efficient.
I think, especially with having that great economy on water, I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, I'm not a high-elo player myself, but I suspect triple range CA might have been a mistake for Yomi.
Yeah.
As he calls the GG. I think if that was 2 stables going for early Castle Age Lancers, what Elbanovic did here just doesn't work at all.
Yeah, or even some skirms to deal with the archers, and then some, or your own siege or skirms and knights.
Yeah, your own siege, basically. The thing is, he didn't know that the siege push was coming when he built the 3 ranges, but maybe he should have anticipated it, I don't know.
Yeah. And it was Elbanovic having a great killer instinct. And we've talked about win conditions. That's something that lacks a lot in our Elo. It's like, okay, how efficient is this? Maybe, dropping a siege
it sounds, in theory, if you think about it, it sounds so simple. Oh, I lost water, now I need to kill on land, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds so simple in theory, but then while you're playing the game, to have that awareness while everything else is going on, like...
Yeah, and correct decisions, correct calls, both of these players are playing, and as you said, it's when we are casting lower elo players, I always say, we have the time to make the decisions as casters. We can think about unit comps and everything. Playing the game, you don't have time for it. But at higher elos, we are casting, and they are even thinking faster than us, and we are not playing.
The beauty about this game, especially as a caster, you can easily point out what a 2000 player is doing wrong, while you yourself would do the very same mistake.
Yes.
Like, you can have a very good understanding and still be lower elo as a player, but you can still cast higher level games and still have the right things to say about what these players are doing wrong, because you don't have to be better in order to cast. Yeah, that's the beauty.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I do want to improve my elo as a caster, and I feel and you are like me. I think we like the competitive aspect of the game and we want to become better.
100%.
But yeah, I do agree that it's not a requirement. Any elo player can become a great caster. Yeah. And sometimes you even see the opposite. You see a lot of players who started out as low elo, and because of casting, they became higher elo. I feel like, and for example, there were a lot of T90 jokes back in the day with the farms, and T90 right now is one of the top players. Not like hero level, of course, but T90 is playing absurd.
T90 is insane. He's insanely good.
I love casting. Of course, he's the host here.
I think if T90 wanted to, he could break into like the top 20, like 32, top 16 scene.
Yeah, if he stopped like casting so much, but of course.
I'm going to take a very quick break. We can already start running the game. And
okay,
in the first few seconds, I'm just gonna be getting something to drink, and you just talk for a while.
I always have. Sometimes when I go silent, you maybe think, "Oh, he's." No, I always have my water bottle with me, and I drink a lot during casting.
Yeah, but mine's empty now. That's the problem. I usually have.
I have a 1 liter.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, I'm gonna wait at 5.
Okay, and then I will do.
And you can cover the stuff and stuff on the map.
It was Langanari. Let's go. I'm at 6 seconds.
Yep, you can count down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And welcome everyone to the final match, match number 5. A very neck and neck, very close set between. In the north, we have Yomi playing as the Portuguese. And in the south, we have Elbanovic in the blue color playing as the Malians. Two top tier Civs. I feel like these are two S tier Civs regardless of the map. And yeah, Zerzon, welcome to the stream. We have Max Hydration here, Dizzy with a liter of Red Bull. When did you had a mosquito on the mic? I don't think it was me, but who knows. But yeah, these players are showing us such an amazing game, and to finish it off, we have Langanari, one of the most aggressive maps, and this is a peculiar map because you have very little gold on your spawn areas. Stone is spread out, so going for a lot of stone can be wonky. What you do have is these huge piles of gold, but you need to chop first, and that makes it so that timings are key in this map. Timings are so vital here. And yeah, we have and one of the peculiarities of the gold is that the players start with the golds revealed from their side. And to make even matters worse regarding the complexity of this match, you also have this small water here in the middle. It's not game deciding, but it's another element that adds to your opening. Do you invest a lot? Do you invest a little into this water? You could send some villagers here to mine the shorefish. You can and should, but this forces you to play so open because you have the wood here in the back, but then you need to move forward for this wood. You need to go here for some food. This map forces you to spread out, and if your opponent goes for high mobility, you can get punished very quickly. Very clear. And we see Portuguese versus Malians, and Portuguese have a lot of very good passive bonuses. They have wood discount on, gold discount on every single unit, and when they harvest food, they also harvest wood from it. So Portuguese have some passive economy bonuses. Then they have the Victoria. Oh, we see a laming from Elbanovic. I'm playing a higher Elo player, but I do not fear the layman. Hello, tactical tea time. Yes, and there was a match before. I need to send you a clip. There was a match that would make you become livid. Yeah, Portuguese get wood from the berries, and the Malians are another top tier Civ. They have good infantry. They have the Gabedo. They're a unique unit you can ignore, and you can't also ignore the unique unit for the Portuguese. These are two matches where the Civ's unique unit is important, and the Malians have also wood discount for all buildings, and they are a very versatile Civ. They can go for a lot of things. Wait, I'm going to send you the clips. This set, Tactical Tea Time, this set is being insane. And by the way, Tactical Tea Time, I hope you're doing great, because I know you've been kind of sick and everything, and everyone here loves your casts. Huge fans of your channel here on my channel, and I hope you are doing great. And I want to see you scream the loudest caster, proud owner of that title. Yeah, one of the best. Yeah, that game was amazing. The masterclass, and I do wonder what are we going to see here. Both of them went to fish at the same time. 2 for Yomi, 3 for Elbanovic, now even 2 more. 3 more. And by the way, shorefish is a very efficient source of food. A lot of low elo players, and when I say low elo, I don't talk my low elo, I talk about low elo legends. They don't understand that different food sources have different gather speeds. Forage bushes, for example, are very slow, while the food from swordfishes just zoom so quickly. That's why it's important. You think, oh, I have a lot of food here, I don't need to move forward. This is 1k food, yes, but this is slow food, this is fast food. Not the kind of fast food you get from McDonald's. And yes, I've been rambling on, don't worry.
Can you? No. Can you hear me? Because I had a small disconnect.
Oh yes, I can hear you perfectly, loud and clear.
Alright, perfect. I hope I sound fine to chat as well.
Yes, I hope you're not summoning demons or anything.
Okay, no. I'm fully back now. So, what did I miss?
Yes, and Bjorn is asking if you could, so far it's just opening, some players add the first lumber camp directly here, because what can happen in this map, is that you get these golds, and then you're starting to snowball into aggression, snowball into the lead, and then suddenly you run out of steam because your gold run out and you need to get this wood. So we do see a lot of players just go even with the first lumber camp here. Oh, because you were gone for a while for your short break, now my mind switched to solo casting mode, so I'm talking a lot.
No, that's fine. My voice is a bit tired anyway. I mean, one thing on this map, the first lumber camp will almost always be at the back, the back wood line. Some people choose or tend to go for a second lumber camp there as well. Some people, as you rightfully pointed out, are going to put their second lumber camp towards the gold to have access to that more quickly. I think both approaches are fine. One very deadly thing is some sort of archer or crossbow timing that hits this wood line in the back. I think that can be very deadly. When I played this map, it was almost always decided on by who could pressure those exposed wood lines first.
Yeah, and we do see Elbanovic going for a lot of pressure. We see 3 militia already on the field. Soon to be
I do think, by the way, Malians are one of the best civs on that map by far.
I said the exact same thing. I agree. And Portuguese are also one of. I feel like these are 2 S tier civs on any map. Honestly.
Yeah, but Malians are super strong. Malians are one of the best civs to apply early pressure with double army comms. Something like Scouts Archers or like Knights Crossbow or Camel's Crossbow in early Castle Age, because of the cheaper buildings, because they mine gold faster. Like it's just perfect for them. And this map is just having all about the map control and having like how would you say, dominant army on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, but we do see even second archery range for Yomi, and you do not want to be on skirmishers to counter the archers. You want to match your opponent with archers. You don't want to be forced to trash with a Portuguese.
I think he wants to play archers himself. Meanwhile, Elbanovic is arriving with men-at-arms. Yomi wisely deciding to wall these out. He catches this in time. Good job by him to quick wall that wood line, because Yomi, like I said, those wood lines, but he might have a big problem against the archers. Already has some archers in place himself. Yeah,
and Yomi has also completely won water. Of course, water here is not that important, but yeah, just one fire galley, and you have that pawn. It gives you vision, it gives a little bit of control. And
yeah, you can but it still means that compared to your opponent, you still have 3 to 0 additional eco units that can fish with fish traps. Yeah. Like it's still a huge, it's still a valuable advantage to have. Double range in Feudal Age, he's like, okay, I'm not going to die to early game aggression, as the archers are barely missing each other. Yeah. Oh my god.
The vision. One build I don't like on this map, I saw a player the other day going for fast scouts, and then he forgot to go to wood, he couldn't end a stable, and then he went for nothing, and he just lost the match. I think it was TheNando.
I mean, so if you're telling me that builds without wood aren't good, then, well, yeah, I agree with you there. I hope chat does as well.
My match number 4 in Langan, that I've played poorly, but that one was horrible. My Langanati match was one of the worst matches I've ever played.
Yeah, as we see Elbanovic doing the exact right thing to pressure this wood line. Like I said, it's one of the most exposed areas in the map. Yomi's archers were out of position for a little bit, now he's catching up. We do see Fletching already in for Elbanovic, so he could fight this back, but Fletching is on the way for Yomi as well, and he has clicked Castle H behind this. That's a very crazy Castle H time.
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
And that has also contributed to the fish that he has left.
For the first time in this set, this, of course, this is an Arabia-ish style match. Based on how clean Yomi's execution is and everything, for the first time, I'm feeling the elo difference here. I mean, we've seen Yomi play great, but this just felt like such a dominant defense.
I think we haven't seen that since game 1, honestly, of the set.
And yeah, missing Horse Collar is fine, but Elbanovic missing double B-Rex, that's a mistake. If you go for that, sometimes happens. You go for all the pressure from the barracks.
Missing horse color, you're only really missing horse color as soon as you place farms, which both players haven't done so, because you still have the berries around the TC. Yomi doesn't have any berries left, but I would assume that he would transition to some sort of like food economy now.
He didn't even have a mill, so he couldn't have a horse color.
Yeah, true. And he also can't build a market, funnily enough.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he now has the mill, but just to be able to build farms in the first place.
Yeah.
Yomi has a little bit of an issue in balancing his economy because all the food just ran out on the TC. He might struggle with this. He's getting Botkin right now. He does not have the crossbow upgrade yet.
I like the archers going like one... Elbanovic goes forward on one side and Yomi is going forward on the other side.
Yeah, but the thing is, those archers with Botkin will completely destroy anything Elbanovic could have in feudal now. Like, these archers can be a very big problem. If he finds the gold, if he finds an entry to the back wood line, Elbanovic might be in big trouble here.
Yeah, and look at the KD. That's what I say that for the first time in a while, we are feeling Yomi playing very dominant. But the archers are going to find a lot of kills there. Elbanovic found the window he needed. That's a lot of heal kills. And Yomi is focusing on pushing there on the front, and this was exactly the window that Elbanovic needed. He was starting to go. And another thing, none of the players have moved to the forward gold, so Yomi has here 16 villagers on a single tile of gold, and now moves to the other gold, but once these 2 golds run out... What then?
Yomi is running into the tower at the gold and he's losing all his archers! He's losing all his archers!
It's the caster curse! We are complimenting Yomi so much! We've caster cursed Yomi. And suddenly
one interesting thing that happens right now, Elbanovic is later to Castle Age, but that also means that he has more villagers working while he is on his way up later. He has the economy lead, he has more villagers due to that, and Yomi didn't find any damage with his Castle Age timing. Like, his crossbows or his archers with Botkin didn't really do anything. He's lost his army, and now all of a sudden it looks very scary for Yomi, as soon as Elbanovic makes it up to Castle Age.
Yeah, if Yomi can, if Elbanovic can research the Castle Age tags, he's in an incredible position. And I feel like Yomi doesn't have enough right now to contest this window. These 2 minutes 40 seconds, then 1 more minute. So Yomi has a 4-minute window to cause a lot of damage or to transition to something else like...
He is doing the right thing. He is scouting potential expansions with his archer ball on the right side, and he's catching the villagers.
Yeah.
The villagers are just now running out. He might have missed them, but now finally he sees the gold. Finally he pushes his opponent of resources, and he is going to go to the wood line, which she should have done before.
Yeah.
He's now finding the wood line. Elbanovic is moving there to defend with his archers, of his own. The crossbow will still get one or the other villager kill, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. He can't even one-shot. In order to one-shot, you need 8 crossbows with Botkin, which he doesn't have. Elbanovic now arrives with his army, a little bit out of position now still, so that's a bit sloppy.
Yeah, you just, as Elbanovic, you just need to buy time and mitigate all the damage you can.
Yeah, but that's unnecessary damage that he's taking here. You should just fight this, honestly. Like, the upgrades don't matter if you have like 12 versus 5. Nice micro by Yomi. And now Yomi, he's going to the top. He's going to find that wood line, isn't he?
Nope.
No, he's not?
He went back.
So it's kind of interesting because now Yomi, as the Portuguese, it's not the Malian player who is going for the University and Ballistics, it's actually the opponent of the Malians player who's going for the fast Ballistics. Which makes sense, like he has some crossbows on the field, Malians now of course also getting their castle age tags. And this seems to be a pretty even game to me. Yeah. Yomi gets housed a little bit, but he has a lot of builds, a lot of army.
You know what also shocks me, like Elo reality check. If this was my game, I'm watching these crossbows moving. If this was my game, Eco KD will be like 15-15. How do they lose so little villagers to this pressure? It's insane to me.
Yeah, it really is. I think it was unfortunate for Yomi that with his first attack, he didn't scout the right side but the left side where there's less exposure.
Yeah.
If he went to the right side, I think he could have done way more damage there. And now we see the same thing again. Like, I'm not sure why Yomi is going to the left side when he knows that there's a tower. Maybe he just wanted to scout if his opponent was expanding. And now we see the archer standoff.
And Elbanovic can't fight this because of ballistics. It's so bad for Elbanovic. He's going to lose in that.
Yeah, it is, because Yomi is going to punish, and one tag makes all the difference here. Yeah. And now he's realizing that ballistic is in. He's probably going to damn his opponent to hell at this point, that he was just smart at that point. Yeah. And this is a very decisive fight.
Archer versus Archer battles are so ruthless. Because Archer is all about the mass. If you start losing the mass...
Unless you're Leary, having ballistics will be a very good advantage for you.
Yes.
And yeah. Now Yomi himself is going to expand with a second TC, and suddenly he's in a good position again.
Yeah, I remember I was watching a stream from Heron. He was coaching Lewis, and he was like, "Oh, let's train some Archer micro." And they went into like the scenario and creating some things. They were playing like 15 versus 15 archers, 20 versus 20. Hero won the engagement every single time. It was absurd. It's like, oh, it's the same number of units, and...
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
If we fight 10 battles, maybe sometimes it goes wrong. No, Hero won every single one, and it was not... It was the same units, but it was not, like, tight. It was not even wins.
Yep. Yomi has expanded with a 30C even to... Yeah. I mean, Yomi is the kind of player, it seems, who, as soon as he gets a small lead, he just slams down TCs and goes like, yeah, I'm just gonna win, I'm just gonna expand the eco lead and just kill you.
Yeah, there's a saying that's like, when ahead, get more ahead. Basically.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Instead of trying to close the game, just expand your lead. Don't...
I mean, it's not always true, because if your opponent has the Civ with the much better late game eco, then sometimes pushing would be the right call, but in general, if you killed like 4 or 5 vills, just booming on 3 TC is usually a very good play. To just secure the eco lead in the long run, and then just be earlier to everything, basically. To army, to timings, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, you're playing Portuguese, you talk about late game Civs, Portuguese are amazing late games, so...
And the thing is, one thing, I mean, Yomi is staying at home with his army because he knows, like, if he moved out with those crossbows, that's the only way for him to lose this game. Like, just staying at home, like, you have a... That's one thing that low elo players just don't do. Like, if they have an eco lead, just play at home with your army.
Yeah.
Like, moving out is the way for you to throw, because you can run into a Mangonel, you can open up your economy to raids, but just keeping it at home when your economy is better is just... Why not, you know?
Yeah, there was a moment in one of my coaching sessions when I was like... I had my army at home and everything, I was like... I'm doing nothing, what do I do now? And Hero was like... Yeah, keep doing nothing. That's what you should do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so... Because for us, we are always running, and then we are in a good position and we throw the game. That's very common at our Elo, to throw games that are won. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And one of the reasons why we throw so much is our constant need to, oh, I need to be doing something, I need to be active.
Yeah, because sometimes, and I've lost games myself because I didn't use my army, like, it's a hard scale to balance, right? Like, sometimes you lose a game because you didn't use your army properly, and sometimes you lose the game because you were trying to use your army. Like, it's a very hard thing to like, the only thing that helps is experience at that point with those sort of things. Yeah. So the Mangonels is killing a few villagers, I think. Oh yeah, that Siege Workshop is Once again, we see Yomi in a villager. Oh,
That
those
will be
crossbows
so
are
much
going to
damage.
find. Yeah, and he does have ballistics. These villagers are dead.
Yeah, and GG is called.
Yeah.
This was a very even set, but Yomi finished it off with a very dominating showing here on the final match.
Yeah, and I think Yomi, he didn't want to take any risks in the last game. He was like, shit, I might actually lose.
Yeah, and very understandable. This was a great set.
I think this was the best that I've casted in the entire and like watched and casted even.
Yeah, I think maybe talking about matches, maybe I've cast, but as an entire set, I agree. This set was a masterpiece. I'm glad. I was looking at the matches and I don't know them beforehand, and I saw there's a losers bracket champions match. Let's dive into it. And
Jim Giant in the chat says the players must be exhausted. Bro, I'm fucking exhausted. I didn't even play.
Yes,
I didn't even play, and I'm exhausted.
Same. But yeah, this was. Let me switch it up. This scene, okay, this works.
But obviously, very well played to Yomi. Oh, Yomi's still in the chat. Cool. Very well played by you. It was very impressive, and I'm definitely going to take inspiration from one or two things you did. And yeah.
No, I agree. No, it was an amazing set, and that's why, of course, some people like casting lower elo because of the fun. And I love casting higher elo. Sometimes just watching a game or two and then I try and mimic what they are doing, it does help you.
I think, besides playing the game, I think one of the best ways to improve in the game is watching and casting the game, because you don't only learn from your own mistakes. Like sometimes you just don't even catch your own mistakes, but you learn from others a lot too.
Yes. Yeah, mid to
like
high.
You see mistakes other players are doing, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a mistake. Let's look forward to not doing that in my game, and then you learn from others.
Yeah, and we are talking about mid to high elo. I agree, because sometimes when you are watching, for example, Hera versus the Viper, it's like, oh, easy. What I need to improve is that I need to quick wall and have 300 APM, and this is like, okay, they play like humans. They do not feel like superhuman beasts. They play like humans. They play like us, but they have more knowledge. They have more experience. They take such correct decisions on the fly. Some decisions that maybe we would be here discussing. Like, we pause the game. Let's discuss for 10 minutes what to do. And we would reach a decision. And they, on the fly, based on instincts, based on game knowledge, make a much better decision than either of us could have come up with.
And maybe we come up with the solution with, like, after looking at the map for 3 minutes, and they're like, yeah, they're doing it right away.
Yeah, but yeah, no, this was very fun, and thanks for joining me, Zardas.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you for letting me come on here.
You were great as a co-caster, honestly. I did say, I'm very hyped. Of course, at the start of the stream, I was a little bit because of the technical issues and everything. Because even before the stream started, yeah, but everything worked out in the end, and this is just the start. I want to cast so much more and do a lot for the Age of Empires community. I'm so hyped. Things are going great. Basically, I'm hyped. I'm a positive and optimistic person.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like, it was a very great time.
Yeah, and just for before we close out, you are also, I'm trying to be more active and everything, but you're also leading your own project in the Age of Empires world. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
That is true. We haven't made any public announcements, but we are working on a big community project behind the scenes. We are setting up a whole new community, a whole new tournament platform for people who like to specialize in some sort of themed maps, like hybrid, open end, and stuff like this. Maybe you can just spam the Discord link into the chat if you want to. Yes. Exciting times ahead. Right now, there's not a concrete timeline yet, but we're going to look to start the first run in September for people who like to join, people who like to play tournaments. You're always welcome to join and take it from there. Also, we're currently looking for potential admins, casters, streamers, and potential showmatch players for anyone who'd like to be involved. Maybe just take a look there. You're more than welcome to join. And of course, thanks for thanks for letting me promote this. I think Bergwin I've already contacted about it. Yeah, and so maybe it's just time to join.
By the way, for people who are my fans, I will be playing a show match for this tournament to help promote it, and it will be against Jowlping Chris, and if you recognize that name, I feel like a lot of people do recognize it. I'm so scared and excited at the same time. I feel like I'm going to go all out. I'm practicing these days because I want to bring my top shape, and I'll be playing this weekend. I don't know if it will be. We are still lining up some details, but yeah, I want to support.
I think it's going to be the first show match played to promote this whole thing, and I'm so excited because I couldn't think of a better show match than you versus Chris. Like that's gonna be insane.
Yes, I hope we can deliver. It won't be as insane as the match we just casted, but it will be.
Maybe.
Yomi versus Elbanovic.
Chris is a crazy player. Like I'm so happy we got him on.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Once again, I had 2 weeks ago, my week with a lot of different co-casts, and I do want I will also do some solo casts because I like to alternate. I like to do both of them. But yeah, today I was scouting on doing a solo cast. You reached out, hey, can I join? And I'm glad you did. I had a blast tonight. It was very, very fun.
Oh, me too. I think our synergy is over the top for this being the first time we cast together. It was very cool.
Yeah. And now I think we both need a rest. People in chat need a rest. So I think it's time to call the stream. And I will. Someone asked when's the next set. Now I'm going to do a lot of maintenance and care on my computer to make sure it's up and running at 100%. And tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC, I'll be casting the final of the finals, the highest Elo match of the tournament. It will be T90 playing against was it Masty James?
I think it's Masty, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have my notes here. I think
I mean, don't quote me on that, but I think I've looked it up today and I still don't remember. Like, wait, let me pull it up.
Yeah, I'm the kind of I need my notes. Yes, Masty. Okay. Yeah, it's and that will be a great one as well. I will probably solo cast that just because, as I said, I want to also have the solo cast experience, and I'm super hyped for that. I want to go all out on that one as well. And as I went all out,
I'm definitely gonna try to catch that as well. Very looking forward to that, and I wish you the best of luck and the most fun you can have with this.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure having you here. So I'm just going to thank everyone who joined. Thank you, of course, Stardust. We need to play one day as well. We could have met in TCC, but we also
should have met.
We should have met. But alas, a twist of fate.
And we can practice for your show match.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, it was a great time. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for everyone who watched.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone. Thanks, chat, for supporting us, for supporting me, supporting Nando. Without you, this entire thing wouldn't have worked. So.
Yeah. And leave a like if you enjoy, and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye, everyone. Good night.